Welcome to the Horror and Gore Horror Movie Podcast, your number one podcast for all things horror. I'm your host, Big Goobs, and of course, I'm joined by my friend and co-host, as always, Dakota DMB Horror. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, Goobs. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Just want to take a second and to apologize to all of our listeners. This upload will be a little late. We had some connective issues as well as some personal things happen, so we're recording a little bit later in the week, but we're here for you. We have a banger episode, and we're just going to hop right into it. So, we're going to get into what we watched, and we have quite a bit, I think. So, you ready to go, Dakota?
Yeah, I
All
can
right,
go
what you got?
first. Ooh, I got a lot. A lot. Um, a lot for me though. Um, First up, I watched The Collector for the very first time.
Let's go.
Um, really love this movie. The original idea was supposed to be a prequel to Saw for John Kramer as the Jigsaw killer, but the studio didn't like it. So Marcus Dunstan took it, and I think his co-writer took it. The idea made it a little bit different, and of course, he directs The Collector. He also directs The Collection, but I haven't watched The Collection yet. But I really like this movie. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Then up next, I watched your recommendation for last week, The Ritual by David Bruckner. That movie's actually good.
What do you think of the creature design?
Yes, and it goes hard. This movie
Yeah.
goes a lot. First 5 minutes, I'm just gonna say when that dude gets whacked, I'm like, bro, I was not expecting that whatsoever. Then I rewatched this. I told you guys I'm not doing a lot of rewatches, but I had to rewatch this because I want to talk about it in the episode today, and that is 2010's Nightmare on Elm Street. Um, Not that good. I gave it 2 stars out of 5. And I will explain my reasons later, which I think will make a good discussion for us both. But then up next, while I gave you a Clive Barker movie, I decided to watch a Clive Barker movie myself. And I watched Hellraiser for the very first time.
Nice.
That movie is so uncomfortable.
The first one's uncomfortable. I haven't dived into the sequels, but that first one's
Fucking
solid.
Uncle Frank. My God, I can't stand Uncle Frank. He just like gives me like the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
And I'm going to reverse the two real quick. But my last watch of this week, I watched Hellraiser 2 Hellbound, the sequel
Nice.
to this. And it's not as good as the first one, but it's a pretty good sequel. It definitely goes along with the story. I don't know. I'm like on the fence if I want to watch Hellraiser 3 or not, because the ending of 2 set it up for the third one. But after watching the first one, I decided I've been wanting to watch this for years. I remember when it first came out, and this will be another discussion that we have on later. And I watched David Bruckner's Hellraiser from 2022. I fucking love this movie.
Yeah.
It does everything right, and there's some, as a person who watched that one and the original for the very first time, and it shows some stuff in that reboot, I'm like, oh, good lord and stuff.
Yeah.
As a person, as a person who hasn't watched the sequels, watch the sequels because they take the lore from at least like the number 2 and put it in this one.
Yeah.
So that's how you get a lot of what, without going to spoilers, which I will later on, of the backstory of why the Hell Priest is coming, or Priestess is coming after all the kids in the 2022 version.
Nice. Hell yeah.
But that is it for this week. So I got 6 in this week. And plus, from The Collector, I watched on the 22nd. From yesterday and the day before, because I didn't watch anything today. Because we had a lot of stuff to be done, like the internet issues. Of course, I went to town and everything. I've been off of social media for 55 hours now. Haven't opened TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, period. or even Twitter. The only thing is Snapchat to talk to you guys. But I got 5 movies in during that time. Just 2 days. Am I going to go back on there? Yes. And probably in the next week. I think with this vacation being until next Wednesday, I'm probably going to stay off till next Wednesday and just start watching more movies so I can build up my videos. So I can actually like put them out because, of course, like I said before, I want to do 3 videos a day. So I think this is going to help out a lot if I do this for this next week.
Hell yeah, man. Always got to have some disconnect time. So it's all good, man. Glad you're watching these movies. I got quite a bit this last week too. So first off, and I don't think I mentioned this one nope, I watched this after we recorded last week with Dylan. So first one, I did The House on Haunted Grounds.
What you think about it?
Dude, I fucking loved it, man. Okay. I thought it was really solid. The gore, the effects. I mean, it's a low budget movie, so you know what you're getting into. But I really enjoyed it. I also watched I can't think of the director's name. But I watched one of his previous movies, also The Last Cabin, after I watched The House on Haunted Grounds.
Oh, Brandon Renicky?
Yeah, Renicky, that's what it is. I watched his other one called The Last Cabin that came out last year, and that was solid too. It was just a little over an hour. You get you still get those creepy ass clown masks, and that's kind of like a Cabin in the Wood, or kind of like Cabin in the Woods meets The Strangers a little bit. So it's a fun one. Like I said, it's only about an hour and 9 minutes. So it's definitely worth the watch. It's on Tubi. Then I made the mistake of renting Killer Whale. I went into it knowing what I was going to get. However, some of how they shot it, supposedly it was on site or on location, but it looked like it was in the backyard in a kiddie pool with the green screen, man.
I don't believe that shit whatsoever. That trailer looked terrible.
Yeah, so there were some parts where the orca looked really cool, and I enjoyed those. Characters, not so much. I mean, if you've watched the movie The Shallows and that other one, Fall, with the tower,
yeah,
you know, it's the same kind of premise, just with an orca whale. But you kind of knew what you were getting into when you watched it. It's not the worst, but definitely not the best.
That poster is terrible also, by the way.
Yeah.
They got $100.
It looked like, it's like an AI looking poster, man. It's not very good. And then I watched a couple movies with my daughters now that they're on VOD and then Peacock. I watched the new SpongeBob movie, The Search for SquarePants. That's been in theaters. They put it on video at home. So I bought it because my daughters love SpongeBob. My complaint is, why the hell do they change the animation style for the movies? I hate it. It's not the SpongeBob that I know. You know what I mean? It's
to be honest, I'm shocked you did bring up this complaint that everyone else has brought up. Ice Spice.
Oh yeah, that yeah. We won't talk about that. That was in my brain and out of it. What's killing me is that damn song is trending on all social medias, and they got their own trending dance and everything, so you can't get away from it. But so we watched that, and then we watched the Gabby's Dollhouse movie on Peacock. Now that it's on there, my daughters love Gabby's Dollhouse. It was cute. It was fun. I'd rather watch that than the SpongeBob movie, but my daughters both enjoyed. They enjoyed both of them, so that's all that matters. Then I watched Nightbreed. Finally, per your recommendation. I like the creatures. I like the little world building. Clive Barker is an absolute madman with his fucking creature design and like hellish world building. but it just wasn't a movie for me. I don't think I'll be revisiting it. I didn't quite get grabbed with the story, you know what I mean? And with the therapist and all that stuff, it just didn't quite grab me.
So I haven't watched it, but I know you watched Hellraiser. Also, you already said, do you like Hellraiser?
I would rather watch the Hellraiser
Okay, I was
than
thinking because I saw you give it 2.5. I'm like, I want to know how he feels about Hellraiser. If you don't like Hellraiser, I'm thinking that she just not like Clive Barker's like
like I said, everything.
not Clive Barker, but just his style of filmmaking.
His style of filmmaking is very odd and very uncomfortable, which I think it's on purpose. You know what I mean? And in this one, you have like this guy who is having these dreams and these like of being this what do you call it, like drawn into this, like seeing these mythical looking creatures and like hellish creatures, and then this fucking therapist is kind of there to help him out, but he's pushing him more toward into believing his like hallucination thing, and it gets all into intertwined with it, and I didn't quite get sucked into the story. But like I said, the creature design, that mask of the actual slasher part is fucking cool. Like he's got very cool designs and world building. It just didn't didn't grab a hold of me. I may need to rewatch it again, but just didn't get me on first watch.
How is David Cronenberg in it?
Hold on, I'm horrible with names, you know that. Oh, yeah. He is the fucking
He's the villain.
yeah, he's the doctor. Like I said, he's good in it. He's got a good performance. Like I said, he definitely is a manipulative SOB in that movie. Not going too full into it, but like I said, he's the therapist that our main character goes to talk about like these visions that he's seeing and these dreamlike things and like these underworld creatures and shit. And he's using him as he's basically making him believe that he's this like serial killer when it's not. I'll just put it that way.
It's so weird though how Cronenberg can like be a good actor, but he also directs some great films.
Yeah, definitely. And there is, like I said, with this one, there is. I wouldn't say it's like traditional body horror, but there's some like body manipulation and with the creatures and everything like that, and it's wild as fuck, dude. There's some depictions in the underworld that are just what in the fuck. It's very uncomfortable, but it's good, if that makes sense. Like it's a good uncomfortable. It's there to do its job.
Oh, so it's not like Uncle Frank.
No. No, this one, like you said, it has these like creatures, and you're just like, this is very icky feeling because it's a whole nother world and a whole nother thing, but it's not bad. It's not my favorite of the 80s. Or no, that's 90s. That's 1990. But your classic horror movies. Then I watched The Knock Knock Man. Your typical urban legend, voodoo history type film. Acting not very good. It's very low budget, but for what it is, it was an entertaining watch, and I rented it for $1.99, so I can't really complain. It wasn't too bad. And then I actually finally watched Adam Chaplin for the first time. I've heard plenty of mutuals, Colby, Chuck, Ian, and a few others talk about it. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to watch it. And holy shit, is it a splatterfest. It's just nonstop blood, splatter. It's a revenge story. I'm going to be honest, it's subtitled. So when the
Oh,
subtitles
it
were
is?
yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought it was
it,
American movie.
Yeah, I can't remember what the subtitles were, to be perfectly honest, but they were subtitled. And this dude loses his wife, and he just gets like possessed by this little demon thing that makes him go absolute haywire. And he's crushing skulls, punching through hearts. Like, it's insane.
Okay,
And so,
it's
like I said,
Italian. That's what it is.
so I'll tell you this. I don't know the exact story because, like I said, it's subtitled. But when subtitles are happening and blood splatter and heads ripping off, I got distracted. But it was fucking awesome. It was one of those that you just put on and just be ready for it because it is absolutely gnarly.
So you ready for the sequel?
I'll be ready to see what they do. But those were my watches. And I guess I could say one more that I finished today before we recorded. I finally watched The Hills Run Red. Finally watched that one.
But you haven't watched that before?
Nope. Today was the first time.
Damn, I got that one on you.
It never was on streaming or anything like that, and I never pulled the trigger to actually rent it. It was always just bad timing, but I did watch The Hills Run Red today, and I really enjoyed it. I love the meta commentary aspect of it, the film within the film, trying to find this lost film of The Hills Run Red that's supposed to be the most wild and depraved film that it got pulled from every theater. This guy has this plan to find out who made it, where it's been, and it just goes absolutely nuts at the end.
Okay, now I got another thing that we could talk about later because you finally seen it.
Yeah.
It's a whole conversation I want to have with a lot of these movies that came out back in the early 2000s, 2010s.
All right, for sure.
But with that being all your watches this week, I
Yep.
know we both have physical media. Where I went for the watches this week, I'll let you go first on the physical media.
All righty. So I'll just get into the DVD. So the reason why I was able to finally watch The Hills Run Red is I found a DVD copy at my local exchange store. So I had to pick this one up. It's like $5, so I had to. Then one of my favorite creature features, I picked up the unrated version of Black Sheep. Absolute insane, but it's peak. Very fun. And don't get it mixed up with Llamageddon. They're two different movies.
Wait, what the fuck is Llamageddon?
It's about a killer llama that's like has it's absolutely insane. I watched it one time and it's basically about killer llamas. They have there's this hot tub scene in it and it's just fun. So it's on Tubi, I think.
When you say Llamageddon, all I think it's Armageddon and there's a llama on the spaceship.
Yeah. Dude. And then I wasn't sure if I had this movie or not, but I bought it anyway because it's super underrated and I really enjoy it. But the Belko Experiment, it's a fun one. It's like the tagline is Office Space meets Battle Royale. So I can kind of see it. About this corporate building that gets locked down and the over the loudspeaker they're being monitored and they're like, hey, you have to kill a certain amount of your coworkers or we're just going to start blowing up your heads because they have this implant in their neck. And it's fucking wild.
Everyone said Office Space. All I can think now is like The Office, like Michael Scott just going around killing people.
Pretty much, man. And then I was at my local Walmart and from last year's Halloween section, a lot of the stuff is getting marked down. So I finally got my hands on my first Trick or Treat Studios mask. And I was able to get the Art the Clown Terrifier mask for $10. And I think it was normally and I think it was normally like 30 or 40 or something like that. $29.97 or something like that. So I got it for more than half off. So pretty fucking stoked about it. So it's going to definitely go up on my display there. And then, if you were in Dakota and I's live, a couple of days ago,
I love that life.
I got word that my local AMC had the Sinners popcorn bucket. So I had to run over there. We captured it all on TikTok Live, but here it is. It's the guitar case. And it is it's not as big as I thought it was going to be, but I do like it because it has all of the different posters on there. Sorry for the glare, but has all the different Sinners posters, opens up, and there's your popcorn bucket. But it's pretty sick. A lot of the AMCs, I guess, only got a limited stock. So if you want it, check out your AMC because they're not all there. They're not at all AMCs. But that's really all I got other than this isn't a physical media, but I guess technically it is, and it's not a watch, but I did finish a audiobook called The Bug Collector by Wrath James White this week. Yesterday I finished it. It's absolutely disgusting and brutal, and if you like splatterpunk and extreme horror, definitely check out Wrath James White and The Bug Collector. He's got other books that I haven't read, but that one was my first one, and it is absolutely vile, to say the least. But that's all of my stuff this week. I won't get into the specifics of what the book is about unless you ask Dakota. But yeah, that's what we got.
Okay.
Oh, real quick. I forgot. My wife wanted me to show these off. She has a friend that does horror custom nail sets, and she got a Valentine's Day set that she wants me to show off. So forgive the glare, but we have a Valentine from obviously the movie Valentine. We have the fucking heart candy. These are all custom made. They're just press-on nails, and they're from our friend Miss Ellie Nails. I've shared them on my story a couple times. I'll share them again, but follow us on social media, follow myself, and I'll put this in there. So yeah, if you are a horror girly or know a horror girly, it's time to get some nails. Now I'm done.
Okay. So for me this week, I got two things. One, it's all the way back there. So it's somewhere back there. Mr. Rob Nelson. I finally got his PR box for Media Monster. So there are copies back there with the Polaroid of Mr. Rob Nelson himself holding the pizza box. Then over here, right where the popcorn buckets is, you'll see a little dick butt over there probably, and a roll of meat.
Hell yeah.
And right here, I'll be keeping it with me, is the fake $100 bill that it comes with.
My local store took mine, so I was able to use it.
What?
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Any law enforcement listening? I was just joking.
But then today, while I was at the store at Ross, and if you guys don't know what Ross is, it's like TJ Maxx, like a clearance store that stuff gets brought in there, clearance down. And I went there because my mom likes to shop there, but I decided just to go with her, get out of the house because of this ice storm. So I was walking around. First of all, Goops knows because I sent him a picture of it, and Colby did because I sent him a picture also. I found some Exorcist Believer socks. Did I pick them up? No. But they were really cheap. That's all I'm going to say. But we got to the back of the store, and we're just walking around, right? She's looking for stuff, and I'm just looking around. And then I seen a little Toonie Terrors figures.
Hell yeah.
One sitting there. I'm like, I need to know what this is. Mom shows me it. And it's the Halloween 3 Season of the Witch Toonie Terror set.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
I looked this up. This is normally $40 on Amazon.
Damn.
I got it for $17.
Let's go.
So, I went also because we went to the very front, and there was another Toonie Terror stamp there. I don't have a fucking clue what it was. It looked like, I don't know, it looked very damn evil. More evil than the stuff that we watched. But didn't pick that one up, though. But have this one, definitely, after that Victor Crowley incident at Target last week, I'm happy I got this.
Hell yeah. That's
So
awesome,
this will go somewhere in the background because, of course, if you guys look real quick, let me move the mic. I got Michael back there on the wall, so this will go back there sometime. And it's the three masks. It's the skeleton, pumpkin, the witch. It looks like, and it comes with like their little like sacks that they carry their candy in also. Yeah. Which now they just need to make one of Dr. Chalice.
Yeah. We will be talking about Halloween later on in the episode. A little tidbit here on our topic. So I'm excited
you and me probably have the same idea. I was thinking about this earlier too.
Yeah. Not to cut you out. So if you're listening, normally Dakota and I deep dive on a movie or we do some lists. We have a brand new type of podcast that we're going to do today. So it's our first time doing it. So stick around. I'm pretty sure we're going to get into some wild conversations, to say the least. So stick around. Is that all of the physical stuff you got today?
Yes. And what we're calling this main topic is horror movie what ifs.
Yes. So,
but before we get into that, though, let's get into some movie news.
Yes, sir.
So, if you want to, I will start it off for us.
Sounds good.
So, Sam Raimi he's doing promotion right now for Send Help that releases this Friday. So you guys go see that. That might be an episode next week. We're figuring out the details right now on that. But he announced that a new Darkman movie is in the works. And of course, if you don't know what Darkman is, it stars Liam Neeson. I haven't watched it, but Sam Raimi directs it. But yeah, so if you haven't watched it, I haven't watched it.
No.
Let's just go.
I know what it's about. I just never jumped into it. But now that there is a new one in the works, I'm gonna have to watch it eventually now and see what it's about. I've heard it's great. So,
and Sam Raimi,
yeah. And I'm so glad he's coming back to horror right now.
I think it's Liam Neeson also.
Dude, Liam Neeson.
He's actually good. Okay, I don't care what anybody says.
I know people say that he plays the same character everyone in like The Taken and all his action movies. But man, once I watched The Naked Gun this last year, dude, it's fucking hysterical and he's great in it. So I'm excited to see what this is about.
When's the first time you ever saw Liam Neeson? Like you ever watched a movie with Liam Neeson? Do you remember what movie it was?
Oh, it might have been the Taken franchise, to be honest.
It was Taken.
But one of my favorite movies from him that's kind of underrated is The Gray. It's the one where he's in the plane crash and he crashes in the snow and he has to survive throughout the snow and then the wolves and shit.
I haven't seen. I was going to see it, but then I think we saw Woman in Black instead.
Yeah,
which Woman in Black is very good.
Yeah, I like that one. But yeah, he's solid.
Yeah, Dad's a big Liam Neeson fan. So anything Liam Neeson, we will see, especially after watching Taken. But like 8-year-old me would go around saying, I have a set of special spray.
I have a particular set of skills.
I will find you and I will kill you. Little 8-year-old me is just like running around saying that.
Hey, dude, they were good movies, man. I like the whole franchise. So,
And speaking, I haven't seen the full movie. I've seen parts of it, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just tell you the cast real quick, and I'm gonna let and you tell me if you're in or not if you haven't seen it. So let me look it up real quick. But it does have Liam Neeson in it. This is one of my parents' favorite movies, and I've seen parts of it. So Patrick Swayze,
Okay.
Liam Neeson, Adam Baldwin,
All right.
which I think is with like one of the Baldwin brothers, not
Yeah.
like Alan and Stephen. It's one of their brothers. Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton,
Damn.
and Ted Levine.
That's a stacked cast.
You want to know what the movie is?
Huh.
Next to Kin.
I haven't seen that one, but that's a stacked cast.
I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen full, but this parts I saw of it's really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, Dark Man, new one coming out. Sign me up. I guess that's what I'm gonna have to watch, the new or the old one. I'm gonna have to watch that one this weekend or something. But the next one I'm really excited about, Robert Eggers' werewolf film has officially wrapped filming. If you know me and followed me from any portion of time, you know I love Robert Eggers. He's one of my favorite modern day horror directors ever. I mean, director, period. But I think he's 4 for 4 now. The Witch, love. Lighthouse, love. The Northman. One of the more slept on films from him because it's not a horror movie and it doesn't have that. It's more of a revenge brutality film, which is fantastic. And then Nosferatu, I know that movie gets a lot of hate, but I thought that was a perfect film. So I'm very excited to see Werewolf, and he takes his period pieces to the next level. This is going to be what, 1300 BC English dialogue. Like, it's going to be like a fucking time machine back into those days. Excuse me, back into those days, and throw in a werewolf movie, and hope it's going to be fantastic. I already know. So it's one of my most anticipated this year.
So Eggers is 2 for 2 for me. I haven't seen 2 of his movies. I'm really excited for this. I really like Nosferatu, and I really like The Witch. So you guys know the other 2 that I haven't watched. Yeah. But it's where, like you said, it's old broken English. I think I'm really like that. I like, he kind of showed it in Nosferatu, but he really shows in The Witch with like the dialogue.
Yeah.
Especially for that time. And I feel, to be honest, after watching Nosferatu last year, like during the Christmas time, I just like, and next year we're getting this on Christmas, I feel like Eggers should put a movie out every Christmas. Dude. I feel like Eggers is like the Christmas dude.
Yeah. And I mean, in The Witch, he had like that old, I don't remember what exactly the I think they might have been Protestant. He had that old religious horror, like the old like Protestant type. I think it was, I can't remember.
I think it's like New England.
Yeah, you had that religious aspect of it. In The Lighthouse, he goes more into Greek mythology and folk horror in that one. Like I said, The Northman is just absolute fucking brutality revenge film. And then Nosferatu, he is absolutely in his gothic horror realm. He's in his bag with that one.
Okay, I need to ask you a good question. Mm-hmm. Does William Dafoe talk about beans in The Lighthouse?
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard about my brother watching. He's like,
him and
dude about saying beans the whole entire time. I'm like,
yeah.
What the fuck are you watching?
Him and Robert Pattinson have some of the most wild and insane descent into madness throughout this film that you're gonna that first watch you're gonna be like, what the fuck did I just watch? But once you watch it again, you're gonna start picking up on a few different things, and then you may or may not love it, but it's one of those. I think that one is his most divisive. A lot of people think it's a masterpiece. A lot of people think it's just not good. So, but yeah, Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson are absolute maniacs in that movie.
I'm really mad that I didn't get to see The Northman. I knew it came out on my dad's birthday back in 2022. Yeah, 2022.
Yeah.
The trailers going to it, I knew was Ethan Hawke, Alexander Skarsgård, Anya Taylor-Joy, really stacked cast. There's somebody else in it. I think I forgot who it was though. Is Nicole Kim in it?
Yeah, I think she plays his mom, if I'm not mistaken.
So that cast was already stacked, and like I didn't know nothing about Eggers. I didn't know he was directing it. I didn't know who Robert Eggers was. I thought this movie just looks like it goes hard. It's gonna be brutal, and at that time, of course, I knew who Ethan Hawke was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Ethan Hawke's in it. I'm gonna watch it. Didn't get to see it. I own it, but still haven't watched it though.
Yeah. The only thing I wish I would have done different is see it in the theater, because watching it at home, the final scene sequence is very dark. And so I would have loved to see it on the big screen to kind of see it, if that makes sense. Because sometimes, when you watch a movie on the theater screen, it's not as dark as it is when you go on your TV. So I had to like jump the brightness up on the TV because it's just so dimly shot, because it uses natural light with like volcano type stuff, not to ruin anything, but like it uses the natural light within the actual set. So it's a little dark, but I love it.
One more thing, I'm sorry to interrupt you again before we go on to the next thing. And I just thought of this. I think period piece movies should be seen in the theater.
Yeah.
No matter what movie it is. Because that is one I didn't get to see and it pisses me off. But another one I haven't watched it and it still pisses me off till this day I didn't see it in theaters. Because if I saw it in theaters, I would not be carried back all the way right now. And I own it also that still haven't watched it, and that's The Green Knight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dev Patel. I think I got through half of it at home. And like I said, it's one of those, I feel like you're right. You should see it in theaters for sure.
But up next, for our next piece of news, which I'm going to put two together because, I didn't put the other one on the list for this. But first up, Return to Silent Hill is getting its official novelization release on the 27th, which is... It already passed. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I made this outline earlier. It already passed, so it's already out, so you guys can go get it.
Mm-hmm.
But they also have released the official design for the steelbook.
Oh, nice.
The movie, and me and you haven't seen it. I heard it's actually terrible.
Yeah.
The steelbook though looks good, and they're out of pre-orders right now, which I hope they put them back soon. Because like Toxic Avenger, I'm still skeptical if I want to get a steelbook for that one or just the 4K. Silent Night, Deadly Night, I'd probably just get the regular 4K release. Like this steelbook's cool, but I kind of like that regular cover better. But this steelbook with the Walmart exclusive slip cover that goes onto it, oh, I would pay $5 more for that.
Yeah, for sure. I've heard bad things about the movie, and like I said, I'm not the biggest Silent Hill fan. I didn't play the games. I remember the first movie was pretty cool, and then they did a lot of CGI on the second one. So I will see it once it comes to, VOD and all that. But you can always make a bad movie look good with a dope ass physical media release.
True.
But next one we got it's a sequel to a movie that I still haven't seen yet, but Primitive War. We're getting a sequel to, and that got announced, and that's really all the information that came out. I don't know if there's any additional potential release dates, but it looks like it did well enough. I know it was a smaller release, limited Fathom release, and it must have did what they needed it to do to get the sequel. Like I said, I didn't see the first one, but I heard mixed reviews. I know a few of our mutuals really loved it, and then a few kind of didn't because they didn't get the they said the CGI was still a little wonky with the dinosaurs, but I need to watch it.
Yeah, I haven't seen this one either, but to
Hey,
be honest, a war movie with after Beast of War, I could do anything like drop
yeah,
anything in a war movie. I'll be good.
yeah, exactly. So I think this is one of those that you just turn your brain off, have a real good time, and enjoy it. And I mean, it's an independent film about was it Vietnam?
Yeah.
Vietnam and dinosaurs. Like, what more do you really want? It's not going to be perfect. But I'm glad that a smaller independent film was able to do what it was able to do to get a sequel, to tell more of the story and everything. So I'm happy for them.
To go back on my statement of dropping anything into a war movie and it'll be okay, I just had the idea of somebody's going to listen to our podcast and make it like a war movie with Teletubbies in it. Please don't do that.
Hey, we got a lot of Teletubbies in horror movies lately this year. Well, one.
Oh, yeah, yeah, true.
But yeah.
Popped out of nowhere during that movie. That would be more crazy than it was already.
Right. But yeah, so be on the lookout for more dinosaurs in war.
Up next, which me and Goops have already seen this movie at Fantastic Fest, but Dolly got a new poster and a trailer release, which I haven't watched the trailer. Goops, did you watch
it? I watched parts. I watched bits and pieces of it. Nothing really looks like it changed from what we saw through Fantastic Fest. So it does show a little bit of the brutality. There's a little clip of the shovel scene.
Oh, why did they show that?
Yeah. There was like a little, it's like at the beginning and you see the shovel come down and it cuts and, so they're hinting at some of the brutality on there. So nothing looks like it gave too much away, but they did show a little bit of the film. I really like the poster that they did with the crib and everything. That was creepy as shit. I really
like that poster too.
So it gave you
kind of this one again.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go see it in theaters when it comes out. I really enjoyed it on the, during the online press that we did. I want to see this one on in theaters because it was shot on the 16 millimeter and I want to see it on the big screen with that film. Cause it's great when you get to see it at home, but yeah. I want to feel that dirty, grimy, grainy feel, so I'm gonna go rewatch it for sure.
Yeah, one of my friends, like outside of like all of us, like personal friends here, he texted me and he's like, he's like, this movie's cool, man. I'm like, if you back in town on the week of the release, I'm like, we can go see it.
Definitely.
So he's like sure, because I told him, I'm like, I saw it. It's good. This is why I'm glad that we do what we do, because we can tell, like, you guys that are listening, we could tell you guys that you actually need to go see this movie.
Yeah.
Like, believe the hype.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna.
Can I say one more thing real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Go see it, because I heard rumors that the director has ideas for a second and third film. So you guys need to go see this one so he can make those other two.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm gonna group a few of these together because they all kind of go within the same realm with this next piece. We got some Oscar news. I know Oscars are hit and miss with a lot of people, especially horror fans, but I feel like this year horror definitely got quite represented in this one. Sinners gets a record number of nominations at 16, so it is now the highest totaled Oscar nominated film of all time. It finally beat out La La Land. So that's something it has, and it has a good chance to at least get 4 to 5 if I'm not being too overzealous. They have quite a bit of heavy contenders. Definitely Ludwig Göransson is a lock for best score. It has to. And then there's a few other ones that have a high probability. Also with that, Frankenstein gets 2 Oscar nominations. Oh God, what was it? Is it costume and makeup? No.
It's costume makeup. No. It's production design.
Production design, yes.
And Jacob Elordi.
With his supporting actor. Amy Madigan for Weapons for Aunt Gladys. She is nominated as well. Also one that wasn't on here, which is a huge deal
I forgot about this one.
The Ugly Stepsister is also nominated for Best Hair Makeup category, which for an independent IFC release, Shudder release, that shit is fucking awesome that it got the recognition for that.
I got something even better. For all you people that don't like subtitles, they actually do have a dub version on Shudder.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I looked it up the other day after they announced it. I'm like, oh, nice, a dub version. I bet you it's because people, so they can see it before the Oscars, that don't want to watch subtitles.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, definitely check that one out. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but it definitely had some gnarliness to it. So yeah, horror is definitely representing in the Oscars and award season. Let's just hope we get the respect and they actually get some of the awards. So, but
do you think Sinners wins Best Picture for the first time since Silence of the Lambs?
Dude, after watching the not the Golden Globe, but the Critics' Choice and all that stuff with the Paul Thomas Anderson thing, I think they'll still freaking go with One Battle After Another.
Or Hamnet.
Yeah. See, for those of you who don't know me, I may love horror, I may love blood, guts, and gore, and all the extreme stuff, but I am also a sensitive man, and I will champion Hamnet forever. That movie was my favorite non-horror movie of the year. I fucking loved it. It's tragic, it's beautiful, it's just gut-wrenching. Jessie Buckley will win Best Actress. And I would love to see Chloe Zhao get her respect as well as Ryan Coogler. So this may be a hater thing. As long as it ain't PTA and One Battle After Another, I don't care.
I think they're going to give the Best Director to PTA.
They probably will, because that's what happened.
I think it's going to go PTA for Best Director, but I think Sinners are. I don't think One Battle's winning it. I think it could. To be honest, I think it's either Sinners or Hamnet, and which I think the more and more I think about, especially after I heard the premise. What the fuck? The premise of Hamnet the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie might win. That movie. It sounds like it's a tear.
Dude, Hamnet
it's a good cry movie.
Yeah, dude. I was ugly crying by myself in the theater, dude. It's so good. But
I was about to say tearjerker, which is a tearjerker though.
Yeah. But I would like, of course, I'm gonna root for Sinners the whole way. We need the horror representation in award season because we are putting out original film ideas. We're putting out great performances, great production, everything. So I say we, like I'm not making shit, but I'm supporting it. So, but we'll see what
Discord though. like a little bit of, sorry to interrupt you, a little bit like off production of what we normally do, because of course we watch just movies all together, is how you feel about F1 being nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah. So I haven't seen F1. It wasn't one that just jumped out at me to freaking go see. I know it was a great IMAX experience for a lot of people. I cannot remember the other Best Picture nominee. I cannot remember the other one.
The other
So
ones deserve to be in there. This is the one everyone hates being in there.
yeah. So, oh, sorry. Yeah. So that's the only one that I feel like was a throw-in blockbuster kind of thing. Like, hey, this was summer blockbuster. We got to throw one in kind of deal. I don't know. I haven't seen enough out of horror movies to figure out which one should go in there. I know I was a big fan of Sorry Baby, which was
Eva Victor.
Eva Victor's. She wrote it, directed, starred in it. It was her fucking debut film. She got snubbed so bad. She didn't even get a screenplay nomination. We could have a whole episode on this, but we won't go into it. But I feel like F1 was just kind of that thrown in nominee. I'll have to go back and look at other non-horror movies out there. If they were going to throw in a summer blockbuster, you could have thrown in like the last Dead Reckoning, the last
Mission
Impossible or something like that. You know, you could have done one of those, or I don't know. It just seemed like it was a throwaway pick.
If you guys do want an episode talk about the Oscars, me and Goose maybe talk about it and after we get off of here. But if you guys want one, let us know. We would definitely deep dive, because even though we talk about horror, we could go more into why we think these picks are good for Sinners and all of them. But we could deep dive like about this other stuff also.
Yeah, we just love movies, but we always gravitate to horror. But we're movie and film buffs anyway, so.
But up next, we got news about another Evil Dead movie, the Francis Galuppi Evil Dead movie, not the Sebastian Vanacek Evil Dead Burton.
Yeah.
So Francis Galuppi's has its, what the heck was that? Cast announcement, and the only person I know from this movie that they're casting for is Zach Guilford, which he plays Matt Saracen in Friday Night Lights.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I haven't looked at this cast at all. I'll have to go and check it out. I think it's weird that we're getting more news about an Evil Dead movie that's not even like set to come out than we are with Evil Dead Burn. They're keeping that shit wrapped up.
I kind of glad they are. No, there has been some rumors though that one test screening's done phenomenal for it. That it kind of reminds people of Evil Dead Rise, which I hope that leads more way towards Evil Dead 2013. And there is somebody, a familiar face, that is not Ash, that shows up in the end of Evil Dead Burn. So you gotta think of Beth from Evil Dead Rise, or the one that everyone wants, which would be perfect for this movie. If I think this movie is going to go the way it should, is Mia from Evil Dead 2013.
Yeah, we shall see. I'm excited. I still need to watch Infested from Sebastian just to kind of get his feel of filmmaking, but I'm excited. Any Evil Dead, just sign me up. Hopefully it'll get the taste out of Evil Dead Burn out of my mouth.
You mean Evil Dead Rise?
That's what I meant. Evil Dead Rise. Hopefully, Evil Dead Burn will get the taste of Evil Dead Rise out of my mouth because the opening was the best part in that movie. Once they got to the fucking hotel and everything, I just kind of. But that'll be another time. It looks like Halloween, the Halloween video game. It has. We got another Halloween.
Characters.
Yeah, we have another Halloween video, or the Halloween video game characters have been announced. Is this the one that is going to have? It's not the normal
It's the
slash.
one. It's the one that's going to have the kind of like the TCM of Friday the 13th, but it's also going to have a single player story along with it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. As long as they give us a single player type thing, because they're just recycling the Friday the 13th Dead by Daylight thing to its core. They even did the Killer Clowns one, you know?
And Evil Dead.
And Evil Dead, yeah. So give us a little bit more as far as the horror game goes. Let us stalk people on the streets of Haddonfield, and you know what I mean?
And these are all new characters, kind of like those other games, which no Laurie Strode. Yes.
Fuck out of here. But sorry. This next piece, anything else about the horror game?
No, but I can go off for the next piece because I really am excited for this piece.
Yeah.
Which, Welcome to Derry Season 2 is in the works. It's not officially been like announced and greenlit from Warner Brothers and HBO Max, but it's in the works because of the success of Welcome to Derry Season 1. And if you haven't watched Welcome to Derry, not Derry, Derry Season 1, go watch it.
Hell yeah. It's great. I am excited to see where they go. I think, isn't Season 2 supposed to be in the 30s?
Yeah.
Okay. I like how they're doing like decade or, different eras of the story, because I loved how they broke down more into the indigenous side of things within the story. So you get like the indigenous tribe in Season 1, that the one that keeps Pennywise where he needs to be and stuff. And I like how they expanded on it. These kids were fucking fantastic. Evil. Why do I keep saying Evil Dead? Welcome to Derry was just fucking fantastic. And mind you, these kids in Welcome to Derry, I'm just going to come out and say it, would fuck up the kids from Hawkins. They would have been able to take Vecna out within the first season. Let's be honest here.
Except Derek.
Yeah, I mean, Derek is his own animal. He's his own animal. Suck my big one or whatever the fuck. But yeah, I'm excited for that. So they just need to go ahead and greenlight that and start going, because we need it. And bring
To
back.
be honest,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, you can go real quick because I think I know why they won't greenlight it yet.
And bring back the event style TV shows. Sunday night. Give us something to look forward to. Don't throw it all out there. HBO does it right. They give it to us weekly and everything. It builds up the anticipation each week. I know they just dropped the new Game of Thrones spinoff, so they may not jump into the production for Welcome to Derry yet, but I hope they do.
You know why I think they won't greenlight it yet? Was Andy Muschietti also attached to producing
Oh crap, I saw something. I can't remember what he was supposed to.
Batman Brave and the Bold?
Yeah. And I thought there was something else too that he was doing. I can't really remember.
Because he's trying to get that 4-hour plus it thing off the ground also.
Yeah, I remember that. They were talking
So
about
he has like 3 things going on at once, and I think they're worried more about Batman than Welcome to Derry right now, because of course Robert Pattinson is supposed to come out next October.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited to say that now. And Superman is almost been out for a year, and we still haven't got Batman yet.
Yeah.
In the DCU.
Yeah.
And we're about to get Clayface.
I know.
Batman villain in September. It's like,
yeah. who knows what they're thinking on, but we need more Welcome to Derry for sure, because that shit was great. Speaking of great, Keenan and Kel are coming back to reunite, and they're actually going to be where they meet Frankenstein. I saw a little bit about this earlier, and it kind of gives me like a new modern day version of like Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein and
I
shit.
thought this is Goobs' like perfect piece of news to
Yeah.
talk about.
Because I love Abbott and Costello, meet Frankenstein, meet the Mummy. Like they're so fucking funny. It gives you, it's a great opening to introduce these universal monsters, and this feels like a new age way to do it. A new modern take on it, because I mean, Abbott and Costello, any kid can go in and watch it, but most kids nowadays don't want to watch black and white black and white film and stuff like that, and that's what all those Abbott and Costellos are. But with Keenan and Kel, they obviously Keenan is in Saturday Night Live, so they know a lot about he's known.
I hope they watch Good Burger.
Yeah, I know a lot of them have seen Good Burger, so they're recognizable within the younger generation. So, and to have them bring in to meet Frankenstein, that just sounds fucking fun. I'm up for it.
Okay, so up next, because we talked about the Silent Night Deadly Night 4K release last week, and we were wondering, because me, you, and Dylan were talking about the digital release last week, and it was announced as soon as we ended the episode that the Silent Night Deadly Night digital release will be January 27th, was this past Tuesday, so it's available right now. You guys go buy it. You guys can go rent it. Yeah, you can do both of that. I'm thinking,
it's a banger.
Yes. It's the best one in the franchise. Franchise is doo-doo.
Yeah. But that's all the news that we have now. We are going to get into our main topic of horror movie what ifs. So
we're sorry, groups again. Sorry to hold you guys to an hour and 2 minutes of this episode before.
We were going to say, we rattled off a lot of news, so we appreciate you sticking by us. We're going to jump right into this, and it's a new thing, so let us know if you enjoy what we're doing with this, and let's go ahead and get to it. So with this topic is horror what ifs, right? So I think me and Dakota may have a different approach. So I'm going to say my first topic, and then Dakota will say his, and then we'll kind of just go back and forth. I think we both have a few different ones, and we're just gonna have a conversation. So my first question is kind of broad. However, how do you think I guess let me rephrase it. What if the Halloween series stopped at number 1 like John Carpenter wanted? And what do you think it would mean for the slasher genre as a whole? Because we all know that he wanted to just have the one Michael Myers and kind of play it out as an anthology from after that. But then they went through all the sequels and stuff. How do you think, 1, the slasher genre would progress, and 2, just what do you think would happen?
Okay. So this is what I'm gonna go with it. We're just talking about the first one, like no number 2, no number 3, right? Just number 1, right?
Yeah. So if John Carpenter got his way and fucking Halloween 1 came out, and that was Michael Myers, and then
and he never done the anthologies, just Michael Myers.
Yeah, or we can go if it just stopped at number 1 with one Michael Myers movie. Do you think the slasher genre would be where it's at now? And then also, if he did go through his anthology, do you think it would have changed the iconicness of Michael Myers? Because we all know Michael Myers is one of the most iconic villains out there. But
I'm going to explain the first one to you. I'm gonna hold the second one because
Oh,
I'm going to bounce off what I think
okay.
what I was going to talk about
Yeah.
in my what if. Um, with just the first Halloween, that's it. Yeah, we. I think it'll still be scary because now we have like I've learned so much through the people that we know about the original Halloween.
Hmm.
More data than I already know. He was never called Michael Myers in the first one. He was
Right.
always the shape, so we never knew him as Michael Myers at all.
Yeah.
Just a random guy in the random mask. I think it will put more significance in it because one, we don't have no lore, we don't have the several timelines. It put it. This is why it's so good. One, I think the score is good in it. That's why it makes it scary. But back in the 70s, you could keep your doors and windows open throughout the day, and especially at night, you could keep your doors unlocked at night. But this sparked fear into a whole nation
Hmm.
of just a random dude putting on a mask and walking around just in a random neighborhood and killing people for no reason.
Hmm.
And no one saw that because you didn't have if you look, you didn't have Dahmer yet, you didn't have Bundy, Ramirez, all of them. You didn't have nobody at
Yeah.
all. You you did because technically, yeah. Well, I was just thinking, especially if you think of true crime involved in this,
Yeah.
like all those like high famous serial killers, we didn't know nothing about them at all,
Right.
and that's why I think sparked. I think one this sparked fear into it because like I said before, it's just a normal guy with a normal mask. That I think it went more personal when in the 80s when all these serial killers were like, especially Ramirez. Ramirez reminds me of a lot of Michael because he's just a random guy going to random houses killing people. There was
Yeah.
no motive, there was no nothing. And it's what this was. I think that's as a standalone, it will still be scary to this day for that. I think especially in the world that we live in now where there's a whole bunch there's several serial killers that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And just to know they're out there and we know to keep our doors and stuff locked. Like the other day I just seen a TikTok video of a woman going around apartment buildings trying to open doors and she had a knife in her mouth, duct tape, all shit that it looks like it was going if she got into someone's apartment,
Yeah.
they would not be making it out alive. And I think that it's kind of like what The Exorcist and all of them did back in the day.
Yeah.
It affected people personally, and that will it help the slasher genre out? Still, yes, because Friday the 13th is a ripoff of Halloween.
Hmm.
They have said it plain as day. They ripped off Halloween,
Yeah, definitely.
and I think Friday the 13th was still carried on in its franchise, and I still Nightmare on Elm Street is something else that I want to talk about later.
Yeah.
Of why, even though it's a slasher genre, it's the Pacific of where Craven got that from. It was not a rip off of Halloween. And if you look at all these others, like I Know What You Did, like Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, it's the Who Done It. It was never Halloween. So
Yeah.
it was like, to be honest with you, if Halloween 1 was just itself, we would never got Scream.
Yeah. You think because of the
I
so do
think
you
the
think
oversaturation of slashers made it to a point of nobody wanted to watch it, and Scream was made to rejuvenate the slasher
yeah,
genre, and it's the same way. Oh, you can go real quick
oh
before
yeah, no, because Scream was the revitalization. It revitalized the slasher genre for sure in the mid '90s. So I get where you're coming from on that for because it did get oversaturated in the '80s because well it started with and that's why I wanted to say like if it was just a standalone film with Halloween, the one and done, you would still get the Friday the 13th, but would you get the sleepaway camps? Would you get the Prowler, the Burning? Would you get these type of things? I think you would get more of the Burning because it's more summertime. I think you'd get a lot more of the summertime slashers because of Jason. But as far as like the true, I don't want to say true slasher because of, but because I mean, you think John Carpenter's Halloween, then you have Friday the 13th, then you also have Maniac. You have a ton of different slashers. I think your point of would it be the same as it is now? I think it wouldn't be the same because I think we needed those oversaturation of slasher films back then to kind of have a new one come in with Scream and revitalize the slasher, because it's not just one crazy person fucking killing people. It has that whodunit aspect of it. There's one or there's multiple. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Because back then it was just one and done. One killer, one motive. There you go. So I think you're spot on with that aspect of it, because I don't.
And can I give?
Yeah.
Oh no, I wanted to. Sorry to interrupt you. I wanted to give you one perfect example of why Halloween could work if it was a one and done, and still spark fear till this day into a nation. Yeah. Black Christmas.
Yeah.
We didn't know nothing about Billy. Because he was the guy from a sane asylum. He went to a sorority house, killed all the girls in there. We assume. We don't know if Jess is alive or not.
Right.
That's the big, I wish, that's the one of the what ifs. I wish we knew if there was like some hint ever, if Bob Clark ever made another like really fucked up, just by not mentioning like a Christmas Story, like Black Christmas being the same universe, and just have Jess appear in that. Or if you want to do, just make one sequel to Black Christmas to tell the thing, but one and done. Black Christmas is a perfect example, and as much as I love Halloween and stuff, if it was one and done, it would be that Black Christmas. It would be untouchable like Black Christmas is to a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, because I honestly think the multiple, and this goes for other long reigning slasher films, I think the more sequels you have, the more diluted and watered down the series is as a whole, and the less effect the originals have. Because, me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the OG Halloween. I respect it and I understand the time frame that it was at and how it affected a lot of people. And that score is just fantastic, but it's definitely very, very slow. And then you get these other adaptations from 2 to then all these, branch off storylines. I mean, shit, you look at the storyline tree of Halloween and it goes here, there, and then all this other stuff. It kind of, I don't want to say it takes away from the original, but if you just had one of those standalone films, you could always like it. That is what the essence of Halloween is. Unlike now, like, the Halloween franchise, you got Busta Rhymes, Kung Fu and Michael, and Resurrection. You have a bunch of other just nonsensical sequels that just kind of, I don't want to say it takes away from the original, but it definitely makes Michael Myers not as scary sometime, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Another thing I was going to say is, if you look, especially this recent trilogy, even the last 5 movies, of how brutal they were.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, how like in your face, it is in your face.
Yeah.
With the violence and everything. Does that affect the watchability of the original for some people? Because there was not that violence in that, and it's
Yeah.
more of a story-driven, dialogue-based movie
Yeah.
with fear.
Yeah, I think you hit it there because a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people that you interact with in comment sections, it's like the newer school, the remakes and this, that, and the other, or sequels, they watch those because they're more into the time that we're living in now. So more brutality, more this and that. And then you look at an old, a quote unquote old classic horror film like Halloween. There's not blood, there's not gore, there's not this stuff, but it's a sense of unnervingness. And it's more of a psychological slasher, you know what I mean? Because it's a lot of mind fucking throughout there. The babysitter, the shapeless man kind of deal. It's a lot of different aspects of fear in that. It's not just I want to excuse me, I want to see blood and gore. Hence, I love the Rob Zombie films. They're some of my favorite, if not my favorite in the Halloween franchise. But they're so fucking brutal and they're so just brash and in your face. If you watch those and then watch the first one, you definitely are going to gravitate to one more than the other, I think, for that. And kind of the same thing with which like Friday the 13th. The first one, you don't see Jason, you don't know who the killer is. Then of course the mom being the killer. And then finally you see Jason in the second one. Yeah, it's scary, but then you throw in 2009 with fucking Derek Mears. Is that his name?
Yeah, Derek Mears.
Fucking running, throwing shit, like just absolute brutality. And that's one of the best ones in the franchise, in my opinion, as far as a story and a movie and everything like that. I feel like the longer a franchise goes, it does have the potential to kind of overdo what the original was trying to do, if that makes sense. So I wanted your aspect or your opinion on if they had just kept Halloween as Carpenter wanted it to be, would the slasher genre still kind of would we still get what we have? And I feel like yes and no. I feel like kind of what you said. There would be still slashers because there's ripoffs here and there, but would we get the other ones that we have, the sleepaway camps, the Mad Max, or not Mad Max, sorry, Maniac, all these other slashers that have come to be. I wonder if we had just gotten a single film, because that's the one that kind of kicked off the slasher genre. Yeah, you had Psycho back in the 1960, but that was more of I don't really know what it was a slasher, but I don't think a lot of people deemed it as a slasher, if that makes sense. I think Black Christmas and Halloween kind of took that mantle. But are you happy that there's a shit ton of sequels to Halloween?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Because okay. So it's okay if I get into my what if?
Oh, yeah. We're just going to.
So with Halloween 1 and 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to make 2, so he made 2. Him and Deborah came back. He's like, I don't want to direct it, but I can do whatever you guys want for it. They brought the mask back. I don't know if he wrote the script. He might have. But he's like, after this one, no more Michael.
Yeah.
You're not going to get any more Michael Myers. I want to do what I want to do. What I tend to do is to make anthology movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Halloween. And of course, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
It's a bang.
I think released in 80. Let me look. 82, probably. I think it was released the next year. Let me fact check myself real quick on that one. But people went to the theater for this one.
1982.
Okay, so the next year. And people were going to Halloween 3 like, oh yes, Michael Myers. Did not get Michael Myers. A lot of people hated the movie. The movie bombed. But what if the movie was successful without Michael Myers? Would, because he wanted to do one every year, an anthology Halloween movie every year.
Yeah.
If we got that, and depends how many years they were running for, would we ever get VHS? Because we would have been oversaturated on anthologies by the time VHS came out.
Yeah. Do I think so? Here's the thing. I don't think if John Carpenter was gonna do, if Halloween 3 came out and was that successful and he made a few more, I don't feel like there would be an oversaturation of it, because I don't know how long they would run that. Does that make sense? I feel like with anthologies, it's a little different because it's a different storyline each time. And I don't feel like they would have ran it as much, unlike how with it bombed. So they're like, we need Michael Myers actually back. And then they just fucking milk the shit out of Michael Myers from then until shit now. I feel like we would still have anthology films, even if he wanted to do his more. I honestly think there would be more prevalent ones, and I think it might have done the anthology horror genre a service rather than a disservice. Because if you think about it, we don't have a lot of premier anthology horror films. Like, you have the classic Trick or Treat with Sam. That's an anthology because you're, fucking here, there, everywhere. And then the joining story at the end. Like, that's a solid Halloween anthology film. Then you have like the VHS ones with the found footage aspect of it, where you have different tapes and it all culminates into one wraparound story. There's a few other ones like Tales from the Hood. You have Southbound is another anthology, but off the top of your head, we don't have a lot that just stick out. You know what I mean? So I think if there was more anthologies from earlier work in horror, I think it might have actually helped the genre.
But look at this, because this was released in theaters. What about each one, except straight to DVD or straight to VHS at this time? It was straight to theaters. So everyone got to see it over and over and over. Of course, had a VHS and all that stuff.
Yeah.
With now, like you said, with these less known, besides the first 3 VHSs, a lot of these have been straight to DVD or straight to streaming, which nobody knows about. That's just why I'm thinking if it was shoved in your face every year at the theater, because they're going to play trailers in front of the movies, it's going to have posters and everything, it's going to start getting tired and sick. You're going to get sick of it. And because by the time 25 years later hits and Trick or Treat comes out with Sam, people probably would not want to see it because they're so. And hell, just think, John Carpenter could probably have made Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Because that feels like a Carpenter like idea, kind of.
Well, yeah, and it fits the vibe kind of how, and it fits the vibe of Season of the Witch, very Halloween vibe. You have, obviously it's a total different story. On Trick or Treat, you have the rules of Halloween and you can't go away from the rules or else you're going to get killed by basically the keeper of Halloween. In this, on Season of the Witch, you have fucking corporate greed, all that stuff. So there's social commentary in both of the movies. So John Carpenter, I feel, could have made a film like Trick or Treat within that time frame that he wanted to do anthology series. You know what I mean? So I think you're right.
Another question I got. It's not another what if. It goes along with it. Do you think John Carpenter, like you say, he doesn't want to like direct stuff? But of course, nothing Halloween has came out recently, and I heard that they canceled that TV show.
Yeah.
If they gave him the opportunity, like they're gonna still do Michael, but if they gave him the opportunity as a side project to do these anthologies, like a TV show or like a streaming every year, do you think Carpenter would do it?
Oh man, dude, I don't know because he has such strong feelings about how the Halloween franchise went after the first one, and especially when you have Rob Zombie's Halloween come through.
But he
You know,
loves Halloween 3 though. Like he champions that because it's his baby.
yeah, that's like what he wanted. So I think after 3, I think if they gave him full creative control and said, "Hey, it's been, you know, however many years since you
It's
can
been
get what you want."
44, I think.
Yeah, you can do what you want to do. I think he may do one, but I think a lot of the old, I don't want to call them old, but a lot of the old time um, directors are kind of just, I think they're done with the current state of Hollywood. Maybe I'm wrong, but
What
I mean,
about if you get somebody like Damien Leone?
you could get some sort of newer act because let's think. Just this is another thing. I get it begs the question now for another thing that I have. What prevalent horror movie directors are there right now? Because back in the day, you had Alfred Hitchcock, John Carpenter, you had Wes Craven, you had Clive Barker. Yeah, sorry. I almost called him Curry, but I almost said Curry Barker. But you had these like prominent voices within horror. Right now, there's only a few staple directors. You have Jordan Peele, you have the Robert Eggers, the Ari Asters. I would even throw Rob Zombie in there because he just has his own personal style and he's one of my favorite modern horror directors. You have the up and comers as far as like a Zach Kreger who has a couple films under his belt. Damien Leone with I'm curious to see if he's ever going to get away from the Terrifier franchise. Like once it's done, is he going to try to come up with another thing? So
To be honest, he said he has something with Sam Raimi's like production team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering how much of it is, and like after Terrifier 4 is done, if it's not announced that there's an Evil Dead movie by Damien Leone.
Yeah. I could see something like that. I know he said he wanted to touch in to the Friday the 13th and everything, but with how things are going with that legal thing, I don't think Friday the 13th is going to see a lot of light of the day with new stuff. So if we were to get a modern director to kind of go on to what the Halloween franchise was supposed to be, like, more anthology, things like that, I don't know. I think that was going to be a John Carpenter thing only. I don't think a modern director could jump in to do something like that. Maybe that's just me. I think it's just
Let me
different.
tell you. Oh, you can go real quick.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think it's just different different eras and different visions. Because now you have a lot of vision with elevated horror. I hate that wording of it, but that's what it's called. The elevated horror with your Ari Asters, your Jordan Peels, those type of. I mean, a lot of A24 and Neon. They bring on these smaller independent films and that are more of the so-called elevated horror genre. There's not a lot of true slashers out there. Even, and don't get me wrong, I don't think Art the Clown and Terrifier, it's honestly not a true slasher. That's more, God, I hate to say it like that, but it's definitely bloody and gory and, slasher-esque. But think about it this way: would you consider Halloween, the original Halloween, and Terrifier in the same sub genre?
Yes, I think it's because of different timing. And this is, I'm going to piggyback off of your question real quick.
Yeah.
And you said, oh, yeah, prominent horror directors now. Do you know why there's no prominent horror director now? There's a couple.
Mhm.
Look at everybody: Carpenter, Raimi, Craven, Barker. Yeah, that's the ones I could think of right now. Cronenberg,
Yeah.
because everything they have, they're consistent. They barely make bad movies. Do you want to know how many of them have now? Right now, of course, Leone's like, for me, he's four out of the 4 movies I've watched. Like, Terrifier 1's not bad.
Yeah.
It's what he wanted with. But like All Hallows Eve, the other 2 Terrifiers really look. For me, he's 4 for 4.
Yeah.
But if it's whole general audience, he's not. The only one. Sorry about that.
Oh no.
That I think that can match to the level of a Carpenter, a Craven, all of them. It's only one director right now in our modern age, and that's James Wan. He's the only prominent horror director, because if you look at everything, Conjuring 1, 2, best 2 Conjurings out of the whole entire franchise. Insidious 1 and 2. People say it's the 2 best Insidious out of the whole entire franchise. Saw.
Yeah.
Everyone champions Saw. Dead Silence is very underrated.
Yeah.
Death Sentence, I heard, is great. He's made if you take out of the, like, even the horror genre, because if you look at a lot of these directors, like Carpenter did Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah.
Craven done some other stuff. Raimi has done Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah.
And like Cronenberg, like I think it's History of Violence and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Where one has Aquaman 1's good. Aquaman 2 is not that great, but it's of course DC. He made the best Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah.
And the challenges he had to go through that of filming a fourth to less than a fourth of a movie before one of his prominent actors gets killed in the car crash. And he has to figure out how to finish this movie now.
Yeah.
With the script. And the way he done that, and the way they tribute Paul Walker in that movie, which I think Furious 7 should have ended the franchise. It shows you that he's just a great director all around. And I think that's what holds the criteria to all these directors, horror directors back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Unlike it now. Because Leone has not done anything out of horror. Radio Silence has not done anything out of horror. The only one you could, which I do like his movies, that is Adam Wingard.
Okay.
Because he done the VHSs.
Yeah.
Of course, he done the Blair Witch, like Legacy sequel from 2016. But he also made both of the Godzilla X Kong movies. And The Guest.
True.
So do you see where I'm kind of like saying that though? Of like, there's only like one prominent, if you think of that though.
Yeah. And I guess I'll throw one more out there, because I mean, I guess we'd be remiss to not mention him in the same category of like prominent horror directors right now. I mean, I feel like if you take, maybe this is a good question for later, but Mike Flanagan as well. Because not only is he...
I did forget about Flanagan is one of those. If
same here. He just popped in my brain. But yeah, you have people that have because he's done not only TV, but he's done movies and everything like that. And
he also done Life of Chuck.
Yeah,
that's the horror genre.
Yeah, he's done out of the horror genre, and so I mean, he's very well versed in a lot of different things. So if you're wanting somebody to tackle a classic vision that a classic director had, I think there's only a few that could do it. And Mike Flanagan, James Wan, I know he gets a bad rap with a lot of the Blumhouse stuff and everything, but he's one of the best ones that have come out in our time as far as horror directors, in my opinion. So I agree with you there. Um, what other? I know you said you had something for me. What other?
Like what ifs? I
Yeah.
just thought of one because this I'm gonna say this one, I'm gonna piggyback off of it for what I'm really thinking. Platinum Dunes, Michael Bay's production team,
Okay.
loves to remake horror movies. I'm gonna tell you what he has remade so far. Let me look it up real quick. Which Michael Bay is like one of my favorite like non-horror directors of all time. Transformers, Bad Boys 1 and 2, such great movies. But his production team, Platinum Dunes, loves back especially the early 2000s
Yeah.
and 2010s at the right at the beginning, loves to remake. And he even does some current ones. So he done the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003.
Hmm.
He also done the remake of the Amityville Horror with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, dang. Okay.
He done the remake of Hitcher.
I like that one.
He also done the remake of Friday the 13th. And the last one, which this is why we're gonna talk about this a little bit, why I think he should have done
Okay.
to piggyback on to this one. He also done Nightmare on Elm Street. 2010's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, okay.
So, what is the one prominent slasher that he didn't do?
Halloween.
Do you think if Rob Zombie didn't get, or Dimension Pictures didn't get the rights to Halloween and gave it and choose Rob Zombie for it, and if it was like Universal or like Paramount or New Line Cinema got the rights for it, do you think we could have got a Platinum Dunes Halloween? And would it be better? Now, I'm not talking about the Nightmare on Elm Street level. I'm talking about TCM 03 and 09 level of Halloween. Would it be better than what we got from Zombie? Just his first, not his second one, his first one.
I think if it was something like that, I think they would have stuck more toward the classic. What am I trying to say? The classic reveal of Michael Myers. You know, I think they would have done like the reveal at the beginning and then gone into him being an adult. I don't think they would have gave him a quote unquote backstory, because I know that's a lot of people's big thing with Rob Zombies. They're like, we don't need a kid's we don't need that. So I feel like if they did it, because think about it this way, when they did Texas Chainsaw, it's not a shot for shot, but it's definitely right there with the original. You know, the car ride, the pickup, the hitchhiker, you know, all that stuff. It goes along the lines of the events of the original. Same thing with, well, not technically the same thing, but there's a lot of the same way that the 2009 Friday the 13th is added. You know, Camp Crystal Lake, the tale of Jason Voorhees. You know, they don't go directly into it, but so I think it would have been more well received than the Rob Zombie because of what Rob Zombie did. I don't think they would have done that, showing Michael Myers' upbringing. You know what I mean? That makes sense?
Who do you think should have played Michael Myers? Because of course Tyler Mane knew Rob Zombie. If you had
Yeah.
to pick of somebody who played Michael Myers during that time, do you think Mears could have donned a mask?
Yeah, I think so. I think
I'd
he
love
would
to
have
see a
been.
Derek Mears like Michael Myers, though.
Yeah, I think he would have.
There's some hope. Like, I kind of wish they like. I would, because if you look, the same director directed Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw. I wish they could brought him in, let him direct the movie.
Yeah.
Of course, write the script and everything. I think it would have been the terrifying. I think they would set it in modern day, which I think would really like. I think they should have said modern day because it's the whole thing of TCM. Like, it looks like 2003, but it was set in the 70s.
Yeah.
But if they set Michael Myers in the present day, or they could have done the 70s, I think they could brought that fear back
Yeah.
into just like the shape, because I think zombies put it more of Michael being terrifying, except the shape.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one thing I think that really like, because it's the backstory. They would have never had the backstory. That's the one thing that everyone hates about zombies
Yeah.
is you show him how he got to who he is. He's not like the original one, a 6-year-old who kills his sister for no reason.
Yeah.
And then he comes back 15 years later to do that mass killing spree. I think they could have shown that, where they have got how the only thing I like besides, because I don't, I thought the original or the remake of Zombies, first one was okay. I really like the second one, and of course I have already stated on here like my thoughts about that one. Well, I love that one so much. But the one thing I wish they could have like took away from that movie and put in this one is one, Tyler Mane, and two, that mask.
Yeah.
Just take all of Michael and just drop it into like a Michael Bay Platinum Dunes movie.
Yeah.
And it could be like that gritty, murky, like dirtiness. I don't know why those two remakes from Platinum Dunes still feels like dirty as hell.
Yeah. No, especially the TCM one, man. That shit's raw. I have a okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. You got the next one. What?
Okay. Sorry. No, if you want to go, I can come back to mine.
No, you go. I'll come back.
Okay, so let's get into the one issue that there is in this whole entire thing. I think this is why I didn't do any more remakes, and that is 2010's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nah.
There's a whole lot of backstory on this one.
Yeah.
One, first of all, you picked a director whose filmography, I think he didn't direct anything beforehand, and if he did, it was like documentaries and stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing prominent. Yeah, I'm looking. It's like literally Iron Maiden, Ozzy, Green Day, all of them. Just so documentaries about bands. Nothing horror.
Yeah.
You had a script, and I think this is. I don't know why New Line did this, because they knew what they could do with TCM, and how good that became, and especially where it spinned off the beginning.
Yeah.
They had a story, a great story. New Line like butchered the hell out of that, and that's why it feels like that movie's kind of like all over the place.
Yeah.
They were going for practical, straightforward, everything practical. The makeup on Jackie Earle Haley, the kills were practical. The part which everyone hates, the part where when Freddy comes out the wall, the iconic scene, that was supposed to be practical. Like they had, like Michael Bay had the scene in his head how to do it practical, and New Line's like, nah, we got CGI. We could do it for a little bit cheaper. Let's do it this, not spend that much money.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this, and you can chime in, because after I can hear your thoughts, I got a question for you after that. Jackie Earle Haley is good Freddy Krueger. I don't care
Dude,
what anybody says.
he got dealt a. Oh, sorry. You want me to try?
Yeah, you can chime in because me and you probably have the same thoughts.
He got dealt a shitty script. He got dealt a shitty fucking. He just got dealt a shitty deck of cards. He honestly was the best part of that. I mean, the mask and the prosthetic, or I can't even remember anything.
It
Like
was
he's a
supposed to be
great.
prosthetics,
Yeah,
and it's half prosthetics, half CGI, and they had to they wanted more to the like not Jackie Earle Haley. They wanted the more of Robert Englund. That's what Bay wanted, and no
yeah,
New Line's like, let's just make him look like a burn victim.
yeah, and it wasn't done properly. And I mean, come to think of it, if you look at it this way, you have Jackie Earle Haley, also a young Kyle Gallner's in that one, if I'm not mistaken. That's him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember the girl. I can't remember the girl.
Ronnie Mora. She played in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah, so she wasn't bad. You have an IP that I don't want to say even if you make a bad movie, it's still gonna be good, if that makes sense, because obviously it wasn't. But I feel like when you start taking and using a bunch of CGI from a film that was able to use practical effects with way less technology and make it such a fucking terrifying experience with the original. I mean, shit, the original, whenever they got the spinning, when she's up on the ceiling and everything, they made a fucking contraption where that shit move. Like the whole room, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, and
They
even
were
like Johnny Depp's character
yeah,
when he
and
dies, that
yeah,
shit was.
they did filmmaking. They didn't just throw a bunch of CGI, which that sucks. It I need to rewatch it now that we're talking about it, because I didn't hate it when I watched it. It definitely was. It didn't feel like a Freddy Krueger movie, and I think that's where a lot of people get upset about. It was like a Freddy movie that you got off Wish.com. You know what I mean? Like a Timu Freddy movie, because it had all the basis of it, but it didn't have that genuine fear, that genuine unsettlingness that A Nightmare on Elm Street did. And then you screw it up with the fucking CGI and all that stuff. So
This is why I'm gonna counter you with a little bit. I think the only thing that this film is kind of, if you think, terrifying though, and it kind of thought, and that it's Jackie Earle Haley. I think this is it. Freddy became a joke
yeah,
right at the end of Robert Englund's era of Freddy. Jackie Earle, he has some comedy in this, but I don't know why that man can say a line, but it's his voice, because he
yeah,
sounds like that. Because when he talks normal, he don't sound like that. But like Watchmen and this, when he
yeah,
turns that voice on, and it's two specific parts in this. Um, there's a lot of parts in this of which I'm going to say every fucking one I like. You want to talk about a joke that's very dark, and Haley doing well? He kills the dog in this movie. Oh, he's
yeah.
like, oh, I'm just petting it. If
True.
anybody said that, if Robert Englund said that like back early 2003, everyone would like call it blasphemy,
Yeah,
which just still kind of is. But it's just the way like Jackie Earle Haley looks. And there's one fact that he says in this movie, and I still think about every fucking time. It's when he kills Jesse, and he's like has him upside down,
yeah,
and he tells him, when the heart stops beating, the brain has 7 more minutes to live. We got 6 more minutes to play. And that scream, and it's just the way he looks, and
yeah,
it's the mannerisms, because he took so much from Robert, and Robert loves Jackie's patrol in this.
yeah,
He said he loves Jackie's patrol in this. That new line, shit the bed with it, because one of the CGI and everything. And speaking of cast, you talked about that. Um, Kellen Lutz,
yeah.
from Twilight was in this. He's horrible in this. I'm gonna just say that he just phoned it in. I don't know why
Yeah.
they picked him. I felt like they went the Scream style. They took the known prominent actor at the time, young actor,
Yeah.
threw him at the beginning for kill. Because in that trailer, it looks like the whole entire movie, kind of like how Drew Barrymore was in Scream.
Oh, yeah.
But if you look at the adult characters, Clancy Brown, as Cowan Gallner Spotter, that's Pet Cemetery. That's Mr. Krabs at Pet Cemetery too.
Yeah.
Connie Britton is the wife from Friday Night Lights who plays Nancy's mama.
Yeah. True.
Really prominent, and of course, like you say, young Kyle Gardner, and like Jackie Earle Haley was just coming off Watchmen, so everybody knew who he was.
Yeah.
And I think he might have been the for the hell is that show on HBO? Oh fuck! It's like a gangster show. It's not Sopranos. The Wire. He was on The Wire.
Yeah.
And then if you look at Katie Cassidy,
Yeah.
Prom Night was in the remake, big at the time. I think she was even in. Yeah, she was in Black Christmas, and then when Stranger Calls, 2 more remakes.
Yeah.
So she was like being thrown in every remake possible. And the one thing about this, there's a lot of things. I was like watching it, I'm like, fuck, there's a lot of problems with this. The trailers show that her character was going to be the main one. And I'm literally was watching it, and 45 minutes into the movie, to 50 minutes, we don't get Nancy as the most important character in this movie.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about CGI, which everyone gives the original shit for the doll going through the window. But when he kills the mom, and that shit is CGI all the way, I'm like, bro, if you had that practical, that would have been like gnarly as fuck. Like
Yeah.
the fingers going through the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think, to be perfectly honest, I think that movie killed any resurgence of Freddy, because we've been so Freddy starved that that's the last one we got, and that was 2010, right?
Yes, so I got 2 things coming off of this, like the question and a statement about your little thing. The Craven estate wants a new Freddy. They want a new Nightmare on Elm Street. They're waiting for the right opportunity because of this. They want the right opportunity. And 2, if everything was practical and the script was right, and everything was right to make this the perfect Nightmare on Elm Street, what do we have got a sequel?
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, they changed Freddy's backstory in the remake, right?
Yes. So a little backstory on that. Back in 1984, Wes Craven wanted to make him a pedophile. They're like, no, we're not doing that. You can say he's a child killer, but we're not going to make him a pedophile.
Yeah.
Or PDF file. Or while now, which is the same damn studio, which I'm wondering if it's Warner Brothers got into this shit, which Warner Brothers is kind of like already a piece of shit. That they decide, oh yeah, let's throw this in there. And it's kind of the wrong time though, because the 2000s and teens is when especially a lot of kids were getting like kidnapped and everything and killed.
Yeah.
And that was not a good look for this movie.
Right. And I mean, even if in the beginning that's what they wanted to go with and they said no, they should have just kept it with the kid killer and that sort of thing. The switch kind of felt unnecessary. So that kind of sucked in that aspect of it, where it did kind of bog down the story there. The CGI was bad. So if they I know, right? If they kept it practical, they kept like the original origin story of Freddy and didn't try to, mess with it here with that. I feel like it would have got a better, even with the recasting of Robert Englund, because I know everybody loves Robert. I love Robert. I don't. It's like you. It's hard to picture anybody else picking up the Freddie mantle, but Jackie Earl Haley is a fantastic actor. I felt like he would have been able to do a great job if they kept it practical, kept it fucking the original origin story. I feel like he would have been able to. I feel like it would have been received a lot more in a positive way rather than just the dumpster fire that it is now. And I think it would have got a sequel for sure.
I might get crucified for this, but I'm gonna say it. The first 3 Nightmare on Elm Street movies is the only good Freddy Krueger portrayal by Robert Englund. 1 was terrifying. 3, you had the little jokey here and there, but it's the same as Jackie Earl Haley. This is why I wanted a sequel so bad.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street 2. That's the most terrifying Freddy that we ever have gotten. Besides, of course, like Demon Freddy and like Freddy vs. Jason, like a solo movie. He was fucking menacing. He'd fucking like disturbed the hell out of Jesse. And I wanted to see that out of Jackie Earl Haley so bad.
Yeah.
Because I knew he could do it.
Yeah. But what was your other question you had?
I think that was it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
no, that was it.
All right. I got a question for you. And this is going to become, it's kind of a question. What if, because we mentioned Terrifier earlier, and I've always thought about this, but what if Terrifier 2 didn't get the reception that it did? I feel like as much as people hate the Terrifier franchise as a whole and say, it's just gore to be gory and, there's no story, all that stuff. I don't care about that. What I want to know, do you think the independent horror scene, the trajectory that we're seeing now with, we're getting the Puniverse in theaters, we're getting fucking, obviously the Terrifier in theaters, we're getting these prominent independent film shit. Even if you look at like IFC with like Good Boy, Ugly Stepsister, like all these independent films coming out that we champion on a day-to-day basis. Do you think if Terrifier 2 didn't get the reception it did when it came out and made all that money, made like the buzz around brutal independent films, kind of how the 80s, 80s, those were the brutal underground films that nobody wanted to see because they were too graphic and too violent for the time. Same kind of concept of Terrifier. It's fucking graphic and brutal, and not a lot of people are into that. But with the success of it, do you think we would see the influx of independent films coming through like we have been, and not just like Cineverse and those type of things, but I'm talking the no name, the smaller budgets, like for instance, the dollies, the ones that we've seen at festivals that, are now getting the legs. Do you think if that wasn't such a success on how it was, to show that people will come out for these independent IPs and independent stories for horror, do you think we would get these without the success of Terrifier 2 and then 3? I'm not saying he's the reason why, but I think Art the Clown and Terrifier is a huge reason why we're seeing such an influx of independent film being more prominent. I don't think it would have happened as fast as it did without the success of Terrifier 2. That's just me. I want to know, do you agree with that? Or do you think if it wasn't, because what if it didn't? What if it bombed? What if it went straight to Netflix? Would we get something like this, the influx that we had? I don't know if we would.
So this is why I'm going to say this. because I just thought of this. There's several different ways I want to talk about this. I'm gonna take Terrifier 2 and Cineverse out of this. All the other stuff, the dollies, all the stuff, they will happen still. And it's the same reason Terrifier 2 got away. Terrifier 2 did not make it because of its a standalone. It done great on the fans that saw the original on Netflix.
Yeah.
It made its money because of us. Of all the content creators that went to go see it, put a little video on TikTok, and it went viral.
Yeah.
It's not the success of the movie. I'm gonna just say this: if TikTok and social media, influencers, reviewers did not go see the movie,
Yeah.
it would not happen. That's one would say. But if you took Cineverse and all that stuff out, the dollies, the everything, to be honest, Dolly and like Good Boy, all of them, and look, I think even it ends as the perfect example.
Yeah.
If that thing was not released on Letterboxd so all the people could see it in the public, Neon would never have picked it up. Dolly, I think we helped it a lot out of the film festival coming out, especially with people and connections.
Yeah.
And one more thing before you can go on.
Yeah.
Without the success of Terrifier 2, there'll be no Terrifier 3. There'll be no Terrifier 4. Damien would not be known for who he is probably now. Cineverse would not be. I love Cineverse. I love Screenbox. They will be not. They kind of would not be in the big picture right now.
Yeah.
As everyone says this, there will be no Silent Night, Deadly Night. Toxic Avenger would never have been released.
Mm-hmm.
Like I forgot his name. It's the guy, the director. Is it Tom or Todd?
For
Screenbox. It's Todd Walsh.
Yeah.
He has said he has some remakes that he's hoping to get. And that's because of Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
And Terrifier 2 is only good because of us.
Yeah, because I feel like with the success of Terrifier, and I feel like the word of mouth of social media is definitely why the influx that we get of independent horror. Because let's be honest, when was the last time? How do I phrase it? When was the last time you saw like a big budget, big marketed horror movie that just absolutely changed your life or blew you away or whatever? You know what I mean? It's hard to say, oh yeah, that Conjuring 4 really got me, or those type of things. I feel like the independent scene is getting its well due props because Good Boy, the Ugly Stepsister, the noise that it's making now within to the Oscar nomination, like there's so many things that the independent scene is doing. And like I said, I feel like the success of Terrifier being an independent, film from start to finish is a huge point to it. But you made a great point of social media and the influence that we have as a community to champion these type of films, these type of low budget. Terrifier is not really low budget no more, but you know what I mean? Like the lower budget.
It was, though.
At the time it was these lower budget films that are making 10, 15, 100% more in revenue. And I think also people may hate me for it. I think Art the Clown and David Howard Thornton is that franchise. He's the icon. He's the face of it. Because people like us know Damien Leone. People like us know the production company that he goes with, the Fuzz on the Lens. We know the background of it. But you look at other people, like people that aren't in the space, where they're like, oh yeah, Art the Clown, I know that guy. He's such an iconic character that I feel like it was lightning in a bottle and that just fucking flew. And I think that helps all the other independent filmmakers do, or all the independent filmmakers out there, because of what it became from art and Terrifier and everything like that. And now you even have Lauren Lavera starring in other films from the Terrifier franchise. You know, she's got The Fetus. She was in the Well. She's in that new movie from the guy Twisted. She's in a new one there. You know, she's branching out. You got David Howard Thornton. He's going to be in Circus of the Dead 2. He also has other things going on. Like, you're getting, I think that franchise just shows not only the importance of independent film, but as you stated now, with the importance of social media, getting all this information out there. Because now, if we weren't talking about Dolly from Fantastic Fest and how it cut and how it plays such homage to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and we're going to have this like big, this big mama badass slasher villain, nobody would see that. And I doubt it would have gotten picked. Excuse me. I doubt that would have been picked up by, it's Shudder, right? Shudder got it.
Yeah, IFC.
Yeah, Shudder and IFC, you know, and we both seen it. We both loved it. At least I know I did. I'm pretty sure you loved it too.
I gave that thing 5 out of 5. I think I championed that movie more than anybody.
Yeah, that shit was raw. So I look at it like, I feel like the independent scene, without content creators as well as the success of Terrifier, it wouldn't be as big as it is now, and these studios wouldn't be taking these chances on these films without the success of that movie, as well as us championing for the others. That makes sense? I want to know if you agree with.
Can I give you 2 examples real quick? Yeah. I thought of them, and you mentioned one. Circus of the Dead 2.
Mm-hmm.
Billy, yes, Billy Pond, right?
Yes, Billy Pond.
Yes, I hope Billy is listening to this episode, because I love the story of 12 years ago now. He made a little movie that he just wanted to make with Bill Oberst Jr. And 10 years later, that movie, he had DVDs in his basement just sitting there.
Yeah.
And because of us, everyone saw that movie. He sold DVDs. He's making a sequel after 12 years with David Howard Thornton, Art the Clown. And that's another thing. David wouldn't have the career he has now without social media.
Excuse me.
I'm telling the truth, because, and this is another thing before I say the second movie. I hate it so much. I love David. I love Art the Clown. But people need to give more credit to the guy who played the original Art.
I can't remember his name, but
there's two different. David has the funny, whimsical Art.
Yeah.
Which I love that. But the original Art from All Hallows Eve, fucking terrifying.
Yeah, he definitely.
That short is scary. But that final, it's giving me goosebumps talking about right now. That part when he's like appearing right behind the thing, and like it's like he's looking at us watching the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I'm getting bad goosebumps from it. It's terrifying. Perfect thing, Terrifier, right. Because it's terrifying. And another movie, which is just got a screenlit sequel about 2 weeks ago. Marshmallow 2.
Yeah.
That movie was made so long ago that Q Lawrence and all of them they're probably 13, 12 now. It's been 4 to 5 years since that original. It was just released last year. Mm-hmm. And with us talking about it, like championing it, which is a good movie. You guys haven't went to go see Marshmallow, definitely go watch it. It's on Shudder right now.
I think
Daniel said on Colby and those podcasts it's going to be on Prime soon if you don't
Yeah,
have Shudder.
so
But
it's
go rent
getting
it
momentum.
if you don't want Shudder. Go rent it. Just go rent it
Yeah,
because that
worth it.
movie, without us talking about it and us praising it,
Yeah.
that it would never got the sequel that it needed to have.
Yeah, and they're bringing back the same cast, crew, writer. Andy, I believe, or Alex is the writer. I can't remember.
Yes, Al.
Yeah,
Let me look. I think it's Andy. Andy's writing it.
yeah.
Alex is from Dream Eater.
Yeah, Andy
That's another perfect example.
Yeah, Greskovic. And I feel like the influx of independent horror, because there's always been independent movies out there. I mean, we know some people that we've talked to, semi-regularly that make independent films, no budget films. There, Dylan, you have Victor Gabriel with Blood Gorge and soon to be Hellmare. You have these movies, these filmmakers that are putting their love and their passion into it. And shoot, even our boy Patrick Gira, director Patrick on TikTok and Instagram, I got a chance. I met him in person last week, and we talked, and he talked about the inner workings of filmmaking and how rough it can be, and just the words of social media and content creators and such is such a big deal. And I just feel like, and I'm not saying the success is always on one thing, but I think that Damien Leone and Terrifier was that first domino. And then people are like, oh shit, there's people out there creating absolute amazing art, no pun intended, but absolute crazy art and film and everything. And they're not backed by these just corporate execs that just want funds. They want to give their vision to the people. So I think Terrifier's success definitely jumped the independent game up for horror, and we took that and ran with it, and now look where it's at. I love seeing independent film where it's at now.
If you look though, because I just saw this perfect examples, we have the modern generation of independent film of Terrifier and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But that dude back there, when that movie came out, that was an independent movie also.
Yeah. Yeah, because back then a lot of the because I can't remember what I was watching. There's a documentary on Netflix, but it was about the Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And they were just like, hey, we scrummaged up a few $1,000, grabbed some kids that wanted to be in a movie, and then we just fucking went out and did it. There was they were just going. And it's like they were the originators of independent filmmaking. I think because you got other independent filmmakers out there that make genre films, but I think with horror, it's honestly, there's so much independent work being done in the horror genre, especially because we're always the black sheep of the film community. You know what I mean? Nobody takes horror seriously. And I think with independent films coming out and getting the spotlight, it's just gonna, now horrors in the Oscars the last few years, it's like horror is on the way up.
And if you look at this too, I love this story about Friday the 13th. I don't know if you know this. Sean Cunningham, when he watched Halloween, of course, and he thought I could do it. I think he thought I could do it better, but of course we found out about that.
Yeah.
Which, of course, we love the 09 one, which they redone everything right.
Yeah.
He put a hard. I love this. in the newspaper because of course back in the 70s, 80s, we didn't have phones, we didn't have
Yeah.
internet,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you had to go look at the newspaper. Everybody that's like 15 and younger, yes, even me as a 26-year-old, when I was younger, I had to go look at the newspapers and call and everything.
Yeah.
But Sean Cunningham, but I have this idea for this movie, and I think it's like if I could get somebody to put like $1,000 to $2,000 into it, or no, it's $250,000 into this movie. We got it, and he's advertising like he already made the movie.
Yeah.
Paramount hit him up. I think it was Paramount because the guy that makes it Friday the 13th with him is over at Paramount, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we love this concept that you got of a who kind of like a mysterious killer at this lake. We love it. Where's the film?" Sean didn't think that was going to take off.
Yeah.
He didn't even have the film made yet, and they are part like you said, no actors. And if you look in that movie, one of those actors, which is prominent now, is Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
That was his first ever movie role. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, New Line
Johnny
Cinema
Depp.
was about that. That movie was going in the deep end.
Yeah.
They didn't have nothing, and the owner called up Wes Craven because Craven had. I think he called up Craven because he knew Craven like. I think he just was coming up for like Last House on the Left. Sorry about that, and like Kill Survives 1 or 2, and I think he already made People Under the Stairs. I'm not 100% sure.
I can't remember.
Or was it after? It was before or after.
Yeah.
But he told him, he's like, I want you to make a horror movie. And Craven's like, let me think of idea. And the concept of Nightmare on Elm Street, how he got it, of taking actual articles and pieces of stories of people having nightmares and dying in their sleep from nightmares, and they've been warning people.
Yeah.
And turning that into Freddy Krueger. Fredder. I don't know who the hell Fredder is. Freddy Krueger. But that's independent. It was independent. New Line was not bought out by Warner Brothers yet.
Yeah.
And they were like on the last run of becoming bankrupt. And Nightmare on Elm Street is what saved them. And speaking of that, Johnny Depp, first ever role.
Yeah.
And that was Craven's pick. He picked Johnny Depp for that role.
Yeah. Well, you know why, and this is just a random thing, you know why they picked Skeet Ulrich for Billy, right?
Because he looked like Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
And Craven loved that so much.
That's why he got that
look. Oh, shit. He looked like him.
Yep. And so they went with that look. But no,
I think Johnny gave him because he's like, dude, I know a dude who kind of looks like me, and you absolutely fucking love him.
Yeah.
And he saw him, he's like, you're fucking in.
Yeah. But I think just having conversations about horror and then just it's great.
Do you have anything else? Because I got one or two more I can think of right now.
Go ahead.
We have always said this. Terrifier 2, 3 in theaters, right? Silent Night, Deadly Night in theaters. Non-rated films, brutal violence in theaters now. Back in the day, that was an issue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you three horror franchises. No, two or three. And we'll see if they were made, if they could be made now, or put in the theater back in. Could it be more prominent now? Hatchet.
Dude, Hatchet was before its time, dude. I remember when the first one came out. That was 2006 or 7.
2000. Ooh, I think it's 7.
because I think it's 7 because that was my
Oh
senior.
no! Now we're again into the 6-7.
Oh, hey.
We just lost half of our listeners.
That's all right. We appreciate those that have stuck around. This is a long episode. This is our first time doing these type of conversations. We will be able to fine tune here and there, but we're just talking and enjoying.
2006.
Okay, so I remember Hatchet in the theater because I worked my senior year of high school between 2006 and I graduated 07. I worked in the theater and I remember seeing that movie in the theater, the little ticker, everything like that. And I stopped in and I wasn't the biggest horror person at the beginning. And I kind of stepped in the theater, watched a little bit of it. It was one of those where you had maybe 1 or 2 people in the theater experience. That film was ahead of its time because we see what it is now. You know what I mean? We see the following that it has. Our local mayor of Hatchetville, Colby Does Horror, just you can trademark that if you want, Colby. But
he's going to get Adam to trademark it now for him,
right? It was well before its time because it's super brutal. I have said this from I don't know how long. Victor Crowley walked so art could run. And also another killer did the same thing.
I will mention that one too, probably.
Laid to Rest. I'm sure that's where you're going with Chrome Skull. Chrome Skull, the same thing. These 2 franchises were ahead of its time. Laid to Rest. You watch Laid to Rest, think of the brutality that Terrifier has now, and just put that back in I was just looking it up too. I can't remember. 2009, I believe.
I was about to watch both
of
those.
2009. Think of the gore and the devastation that goes on in the Terrifier movies now and put that in 2009. It was well ahead of its time because these were the original gory ass killers. Not original, but you know what I mean. They weren't the OGs, but they were ahead of their time. Hatchet with Victor Crowley and then Laid to Rest with Chrome Skull. Those 2, if those movies came out now, they would be a part of the new generation of horror icons. Because back in the day, you have your Mount Rushmore of Jason, Freddy, Michael, and then a lot of people put Ghostface in there. Some people put, Chucky. There's a lot of different those. But now you have Art, and then Victor Crowley is up there with underrated horror icons. Same thing with Chrome Skull. They're so ahead of their time that I believe that if they were to re-release these movies in theaters now as like a flashback or whatever you would want to title it, it would put such a new appreciation to those films.
Okay, I'm going to say this. And RIP to Robert Hall, by the way, when I say this. Of course, he was getting crowdfunded for Laid to Rest, Exhumed, I think, yeah. And he was going to release in 2019. I think he didn't get enough crowdfunding, or he did, but he wanted to make a little bit more. Of course, I'm not sure, but he died in some way, passed away in a certain way. And I think it was around 2020, 2021, but he still wanted at that time to make Laid to Rest 3.
Yeah.
If he didn't pass away and we got Laid to Rest 3, would Laid to Rest outdo Terrifier?
So if he was going to do Laid to Rest, the third one, and that was going to be Um, when did you say they were planning on that one? 2019?
Yeah, but then I think by the time he got that crowdfunding, I think he wanted to do it. I think he was about to shoot, and then the pandemic happened, and then
Yeah.
it got pushed back.
So Terrifier came out first. Or not first, but you know what I mean. It came out in 2016. Terrifier 2 came out in 2022. I'm telling you, if he was able to do Chrome Skull or Laid to Rest and bring Chrome Skull into the 2010 or the 2010s, I'm not.
2020s.
Oh yeah, the 2020s. If he didn't pass, unfortunately, if he would have, and I hate to say it like this in that way, but if he were to have gotten Laid to Rest 3 out before Terrifier 2 came out, Chrome Skull, because I'm telling you this right now, the first Laid to Rest is better than Terrifier. The second Laid to Rest is better than Terrifier. I'm talking about the first movie, not the whole thing. So if he came out with the third one and they're like, oh, well, what's this fucking movie? Let's go back and watch. That movie would have fucking done numbers, in my opinion, because the first two Laid to Rest are brutal. The story, it's fucking fantastic. Would it have like totally drowned out Terrifier 2? Probably not. But I don't know if it would have the same impact as it did without that. You know, that with it, how it had.
I'm gonna say this, Mr. Walsh, if you're listening right now to the podcast, and I know you're over Screenbox, and you're part of a Cineverse and all of them. Robert's mom has said that she wants the third movie made. Her and Brian Austin Green was in talks to do it after Robert's passing.
Yeah.
But they have not said anything. With the way the Terrifier is right now, I would love for Cineverse to get the rights to this third movie.
Yeah.
And make this movie the way one that Robert wanted to, but also the fans want. And you can actually put it in theaters for the whole entire world to see. And if you want to put some name to put respect on Chrome Skull for a whole entire generation, that's what you need to do. You need to make this third movie. Because if you don't, unless if you make a third movie, not a lot of people are not, it's not going to be no, you're not going to know. They're not going to flip on to, they're going to scroll through Tubi all the way down to go watch Laid to Rest. They need the experience on the screen. I don't know why, but it seems like this generation, unless if it's put on a movie theater screen, they're not going to like get like synced into it.
Yeah. Well, when you watch movies at home, you always have the other distractions, being on your phone, going into other rooms and stuff. So that's why I champion theater experiences.
I think this thing has ruined society. This is what I'm gonna say. That thing has.
Yeah.
Especially movie watching. I remember back in the day when you could just sit down in your house and watch a movie, or the internet. You know how many trailers you could just go into the movie, not know nothing, and watch a trailer and be like, "Oh shit, we're getting another one of those."
Yeah.
Or like if it's like Mortal Kombat. Like when Mortal Kombat came out in '96, I bet you it was like, "Oh shit, we're getting Mortal Kombat movie."
Yeah.
Now, like when 2021 came out, like it was announced. Like right now, we know number 2 is supposed to be released in May.
Yeah. We have so much information at our fingertips. It's almost like there's no surprises anymore. Like I loved when they put trailers in front of movies on the DVD or on VHS, excuse me.
Yes.
You know, on VHSs, because you're just like, oh yeah, that's coming out too. Cool. And like just the whole nostalgia behind it. But no, Chrome Skull, I feel like he was art before art. I mean, that motherfucker is brutal.
And you want to talk about another movie that you just watched this week? And I think if that was in theaters now, we would definitely get a sequel to it.
Hmm.
The Hills Run Red.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that shit was fire. I thought it was really fun. It's super meta. It's fucking brutal. And I feel like the what is it? Is it Babyface? Is it called
Yeah,
Babyface?
it's called
Yeah.
Babyface.
Yeah, fucking creepy as shit. Big motherfucker, but with a porcelain doll half mask thing. He could be something too. Like I feel like a lot of these films that came out early 2000s and in like 2010, 2015, probably the cutoff, were ahead of their time. And you didn't get a lot of publicity on them. Laid to Rest, Rise of Leslie Vernon, Hills Run
Shit, I
Red.
forgot about that.
You know, you have these movies that have such a cult following off mainstream, if you want to call it that, that I feel like if you introduce these movies again, it would bring back a whole new age of fans. That's what I was trying to think of in my brain.
I don't know. It seems like with Leslie Vernon, it seems like there's always been like stuff about a sequel. Trick or Treat's the same way though. Even though Michael Dougherty has said that he has a sequel in mind and for many years, it's that thing of people. I can't talk tonight.
Yeah.
People are getting more like interesting. Like Sam's right back there. Like I didn't know about Sam till 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's like every time I hear about Trick or Treat 2, I'm like, damn. Like I want, and it seems like more and more, and I think it helped a lot because you were talking about this playing it back in the theater or
Yeah.
playing in the theater for the very first time so people could see it.
Yeah. That's another what if question. What if theaters started putting classic horror movies in a rotation every week to get these things in there? Throw in a fucking
If you throw in Lay to Rest, I'm going to the theater just to watch that for the first time.
throw in a movie like that where I've never understood why theaters don't, because not a lot of people had the ability to go to theaters when they were younger and whatnot, or see a movie that was in their childhood, or whatever the case may be. Throw these things in there. I feel like that would create a whole nother movie experience for people that have seen the movie and also bring in new fans of the movie. Because I tell you, if they said, hey, we're going to bring Hatchet or Laid to Rest or any of these other, bring in shit, they already did it, but like bring The Descent back into theaters for a limited time, you bet your ass I'm going to go. You know what I mean? Like, and you'd have the word of mouth of other people like, oh, go see this movie in theaters, blah, 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 because you never know when you're going to see it again in theaters. So I think they should do that as well.
There's one from Hatchet, and there's a kill I've seen Lay to Rest. I would love for them to put it in one Hatchet back into theater. Lay to Rest was never in the theater.
No.
Put that in the theater. One
Yeah.
Hatchet, it's the Sam belt to the face. I want to see an audience reaction to that. And this is the one kill I've seen from Lay to Rest. When the girl and the guy are talking in the car, and that dagger gets thrown right to his face,
Mm-hmm.
and Chrome Skull comes up from behind, he just like grabs and just like rips that dude's head in half.
Yeah.
Just see whole audience goes berserk.
Yeah. like I said, those were before its time, and I tell you what, if they were to bring those back in, you would, because I mean, you love the Terrifier franchise. We told you to watch the Hatchet franchise. You love the Hatchet franchise.
You guys are making me
You know,
like more excited for Laid to Rest like every damn day. You guys
you
mentioned it.
know. So that Laid to Rest is the same kind of concept. You're going to like it. You're going to like the movie. It fits that flow of films like that. So, but yeah, I feel like because these movies came out in the early 2000s, there wasn't the social media buzz that it had like Terrifier has. So if they had the same type of outreach, these movies would be 10 times more successful. I 100% believe that in my being.
Do you have anything else? Because I got one question and it's a good one to end off if you don't have nothing else.
Yeah, no, go right ahead.
If you had to pick 3 movies
Mhm.
that failed at their time that could be successful and have sequels, just one sequel, what 3 horror movies would you want?
That's a good one. Let me think. Do you have yours? Or you
Leslie
got
Vernon's one. I think
Mhm.
even though they said the sequel, it's not until we get on the screen. I think Leslie Vernon's one of them. To be honest, I want a good sequel. We already got them. But if you want to talk about a good sequel, I'll throw it off because it does have a sequel. Leslie Vernon, Hills Run Red.
Yeah.
We talked about it. I know your Hills Run Red too. I would love that so bad. And there's another one. There is another one that's in there hiding somewhere. Let me go through Letterboxd real quick.
Yeah. I would say go ahead.
No. I'm still looking mine up real quick. You can go ahead.
I was going to say I don't know if it, counts or not, but oh man, that's a tough one. That's so good because there's so many movies out there that are lesser known were that were good, that deserve more light and that deserve a sequel or some sort of, and I'm just trying to, you know what? I don't care. I know this movie's based off of a book and it does have a little bit of a following, but I feel like it gets um brushed under the rug. I would love another Ruins.
Oh shit! I thought you were gonna say something else. That
Oh,
movie is actually, to be honest, I would love a prequel to that.
I would love another Ruins. Like that would be fucking sick, dude.
Okay. There's one honorable mention
Hmm.
before I go to my official one. They have said we always gonna have it, but it's like trick or treat. It's like it's up in the air. I want a scary stories to tell in the dark too.
Ooh, that's a great one.
That's my
Scary
honorable
story.
mention.
Yeah.
The official one, which Kobe and Ian are gonna love this, and it sets the ending up so perfect for it. And I know there's no book for it, but I want a sequel. Dark Harvest.
Dark Harvest is sick, dude.
That
That's a
ending, the ending when he comes up as Jack and his father tells him to go attack the town. I want
yeah.
to see that fucking movie.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. Like,
Wait, did you already say one of yours yet?
yeah, the Ruins.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot about that. Oh damn, you got me excited for like a
I know,
ruined
like
sequel
tell me,
now.
dude, because that movie's so underrated and you could do so many different things with it. Um, as far as, and you can make it you can make it go even harder in the sequel because I heard the book is pretty gnarly and I haven't obviously read it, but I just found out it was based off of a book. Shit, a few months ago, to be honest with you.
I didn't know it was based on the book. Holy shit, I need to read that. Even though the joke, Brennan joke is I can't read.
You have books, you just can't read them. That's fine.
Another one
Go ahead.
I got real quick because I want the sequel so bad. It leaves it on the cliffhanger. I want a sequel to Spiral
Okay.
from the Book of Saul.
Yeah.
That ending of when they all look. Spoilers, by the way, for Spiral, but it's been like 5 years. When
Yeah.
they look at the guy in the elevator and they all thought he was dead, and the elevator door closes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Chris Rock just screams no.
Yeah.
I want the sequel so bad to see what actually happens.
Yeah. Okay. This is a brand new one that just came out last year, but I want more of it. And I don't know how it's going to work, but I need more Strange Harvest. I need more Mr. Shiny.
Okay, there's going to be something I could tell you off air about this. I think I heard about something about this.
Yeah, I think I've heard a rumbling or two, but I need that for sure. And then I don't know if it's necessarily. Go ahead.
I'm going to say another one before you say yours.
Yeah.
I just saw this because I'm going by on my list. They had a franchise they wanted to do with this league window. I said this, and it pisses me off. Universal threw away because I think it would have been great. Dead Silence.
Dead Silence is fucking good.
They had a franchise. They wanted to make a franchise out of this.
I think they should have. I think they should have, because that one. Oh, I got one. Finally, it finally popped in my head, because it's been forever since it came out. There was rumors, this, that, and the other. But I need an Attack the Block sequel.
Is that the one with John Boyega?
John Boyega, yes. I need an Attack the Block sequel. It's a fucking fantastic sci-fi alien invasion movie. It's fucking... I need that. There was rumors that it was coming, and then more rumors out later last year that it was coming, and nothing. John Boyega said he's down to come back and do it. I need that. Need that.
Okay. Oh fuck. There was one that I just passed by, and I'm like, fuck. I need a sequel to that. Oh, where was it at? Okay. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna change a little bit. I want a legacy sequel to this, because I think it'll be good. You can scrap 2 and 3, 2 and the prequel. I want a legacy sequel to Ginger Snaps.
Oh, gotcha. Ginger Snaps is fire. It's really good.
But then, fuck, it's right here. Where did it go? Oh, shit. There was one. Oh, no, because you're my co-host. It's your favorite horror movie of all time. Why haven't we got a sequel to Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Well, wasn't there something of Ryan Gosling doing something?
That's a reboot.
Oh, it's a reboot?
Yeah.
I do want, excuse me, I do want another version of it, because, like I said, it's my favorite fucking horror movie of all time. It's my comfort movie. I want more. I want more of it. It could be a sequel. It could be a reboot, something. But I want more Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I got 3 more movies.
Oh.
I'm thinking of movies left and right.
Another one. This movie leaves off at the best possible way for another fucking sequel, another movie, and nothing happened from it. This movie, like I said, the ending, you're just
James
like,
Gunn, if you hear this,
yeah. We need another fucking Belko experiment. Give us
I think
something.
he wrote that, actually.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good, underrated. I know people talk about Mayhem being better with Steven Yeun and Samara Weaving, but the Belko experiment is fucking Real good.
Okay, you want to hear my 3 movies? I think you're going to enjoy all 3 of them. One's 2 different movies from the same franchise, but one's the remake, one's the original, which they
Okay.
planned, but they were canceled, and I wish we got them. Even though I haven't seen the remake, I know about the whole entire ending and everything. I think it was great how it
Yeah.
ended. But before I go into that, I wanted a sequel so bad to House of Wax, where they had a 3rd brother.
Yeah.
I wanted that so bad.
Yeah.
Mom loves that movie. Mom
It's
wanted a sequel. It wants a sequel so bad to House of Wax.
yeah, it's dope. I like it.
Do you want to hear the other 2 now?
Yeah.
The original, My Bloody Valentine, and the remake of My Bloody Valentine.
Dude, I fucking like both of them. I really enjoy the remake.
They had sequels to both of them, and they were prepared to make them. The first one, I think they just didn't like. It just fell through. That ending of that first one still creeps me the fuck out. Of when he's going down the tunnel and they see him and he's singing, and it's
Yeah.
the credits rolling him singing is even more terrifying.
Yeah.
But they had a sequel for. I'm gonna just spoil it because it's been out for nearly 17 years.
Yeah.
Jensen Ackles as the fucking killer in the remake as
Who's
Harry
good?
Warden.
Harry Gordon, yeah.
It's so good. Did I say Harry Warden or did I say something else?
I thought you said it right.
Okay.
Yeah, Harry.
But him as Harry was so good, and it was coming off of his like craze with Supernatural at the time too.
Yeah.
And they had a sequel and that bombed at the box office, I think one thing.
Dude, I saw
And
that
I
in
think
theaters.
But
I saw
Jason
that
Blum,
in theaters, man.
if you were listening, as the number 1 fan for Blumhouse, as a champion of Blumhouse, when you make this remake, this second reboot, first of all, I need it rated R. I need bodies flying all over the place. I need people getting axe to the face, picked axe to the face. I need some brutal shit. As much as I love David Gordon Green, stay the fuck away from it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of a horror director now. I can't think of a horror director, but I need it rated R, and I need it good to have a sequel because I feel like they're the ones that can get a trilogy off the ground for it if they want to.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. Anybody, that little house that appears like several people hate that little house, but as soon as it appears on screen, people's asses are going to be in the seats. We've seen it for Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
And we've seen it for Halloween.
Yep. Yeah. Well, there's tons of options. I mean, with sequel opportunities, with the new IPs that are coming out, the horror genre is just exploding right now. And I couldn't be more happy. Anything else from our horror what if / just conversation that you got?
Do you have okay? We talked about sequels. Do you think there's any prequels in mind? Just before we end the episode.
Ooh, man, offhand. I don't think we'll get it now because they came out with a sequel. I wanted a prequel to The Grabber. We kind of got it a little bit in Black Phone 2, but I wanted a full-blown prequel with Ethan Hawke as The Grabber.
I'm going to say this right now. Chuck has championed it. And I think you know where I'm going to go with this because you talked about the Black Phone. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. You could give Scott Derrickson a crack at the Nightmare on Elm Street. You know what I mean?
I want a prequel of before Freddy became Freddy.
Oh, I got what you're saying. Yeah.
Going to like more of like the horror, like a 7. Think of a 7, but with Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, I could see that. What's another one?
Like the parents don't know, but we know as audience, and to see each of the parents' faces
Yeah, I gotcha. That would be cool. I'm trying to think of like ones where I'm like, we need a beginning to this, and for some reason, oh, we could get a prequel to the original Strangers from 2008, and we could make it 3 chapters to see where these come from. I'm just, but oh, just messing
Shots
around.
fired.
Shot. Hey man, we've been on here almost 3 hours. We're getting loosey goosey.
Ooh, right there. That one.
Lost Boys.
I want prequel. I want prequel to Lost Boys. I want the boys. I want to figure out. I want the story of of all the 5 boys.
Yeah.
And I want a legacy sequel to that.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't like the tribe. The thirst is not that bad. I want a legacy sequel. I want Jason Patrick. Of course, Corey Haim is not here anymore. Get Corey Feldman the fuck away from the project, actually. I don't want him near it.
Yeah.
I don't know how the movie ends, which I need to watch it. And of course, Bill Paxton's not here anymore. Do you think they could ever been a sequel to Near Dark?
Oh no, Near Dark was so fucking good, dude. It was so good, man. That's one of those movies that I would hope they wouldn't touch. You know what I mean? That one is so good. You know what I want? I want more 30 Days of Night because it's based off of a fucking graphic novel. There's tons of stories. We did have another sequel, but that was doo-doo. Give us a prequel or something, or give us a new sequel or a reboot to 30 Days of Night. Because it's based off of a graphic novel and it's long running, so that'd be sick.
Shit. You know what I just thought of?
2
movies. Real quick. They just off a whim. One is a sequel back to the sequel. I need a sequel to Nia DaCosta's Candyman. Like ASAP.
Oh, yeah.
Prequel wise, do not give it to Ari Aster. Do you know where I'm going with this? It would help out this movie so much. Every nitpick that everybody has. Talk about Hereditary.
I was going to say Hereditary. Well, you wouldn't be able to give somebody a deal. You wouldn't be. Huh?
I need a prequel for that damn grandma.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't be able to have anybody else do that other than Ari Aster, though. You know what? That's going to be my recommendation from you this week. I'm going to rewatch Hereditary for you.
Okay, so that's my recommendation to you is the Hereditary?
Yes, that's your...
Okay.
Because I will watch that, unless you had something else in mind, but I will rewatch that for you because I am not a fan at all.
Let me think of a new one for you because I kind of want to do this for us, a new one. That's a little like extra credit for you for Hereditary to give me the thoughts. But if you want to give me a movie first, what I'm thinking for you.
Laid to Rest.
It's like Laid to Rest.
Do it. It's on Tubi. You got it.
Have you seen 2022's Hellraiser?
Yes.
Oh fuck. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I watched it when it debuted on Hulu.
Oh shit! I'm trying to think of a movie now. Okay. You said you haven't watched the sequels. Go watch Hellraiser 2 Hellbound.
Okay, I'll watch that. I need to get into it too. I was talking to Ian about them. Was it Ian? I think so. Yeah, when we were playing Fortnite, we were talking about it, and he said I should get into at least 2 and I think 3, but and then of course the remake or reboot.
Yeah, that's why I was more. I'm like, should I rewatch? Should I watch 3? It's that one. I'm like, oh, yeah. I know Barker. Like after 4, he like fell off the face of the earth from the franchise to the reboot. So, but okay, I need to go watch Laid to Rest. You gonna watch Hellbound, Hellraiser 2? So,
sounds good,
guys. Hear our thoughts next week on that. But
yeah, well, we've talked your guys' ear off for a lot of news, a lot of our thoughts on horror and where we think things would be if certain things didn't happen. Let us know if you guys like this type of conversation because Yes, we review movies. Yes, we deep dive, but we have a lot of thoughts on horror as a whole. So if you like this episode, let us know in the comments section. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell notification. Leave us a comment letting us know if you want more just blanketed horror conversation, because we will talk for hours, obviously.
Hell, we could do a part 2 of this if you want to.
Yep, part 2. Spotify, Apple listeners, give us a 5-star rating. If you can comment, I think it's Spotify that you can, let us know. If you want part 2, or if you have any other topics that you want us to talk about like this, let us know. We want to be the best horror podcast that you want to listen to. And if you just want to hear our thoughts about specific movies, let us know. We'll do a dedicated episode of something that y'all want, whatever it is. But as always, we appreciate you guys being here. All of our social links will be in the description below. And just appreciate everything that you guys do for us. Stay safe out there. We love you. And as always, we will see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.